Round 2. Go!
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to round 1 here at day 2 of the CPT NA East 1 Capcom Pro Tour 2020. My name is Logan Sama. I am joined, as always, by F-Word. What's going on?
What up, what up, what up? I'm very excited to drive here.
Yeah, we just enjoyed all of the action.
Yes, we did.
From the top 16 to top 8 qualifiers, and we are here to preview what you're about to see in the second top 8 of the tour. Of course, we've already had one name join the list, Phenom, last week out of EU East, Middle East.
Yep.
Who is going to be the person that joins Phenom and Idom? And speaking of Idom, of course, he is the first name on the list.
That name, yeah.
First name, top of the list in winners, exactly where you'd expect him to be. He coasted his way.
He really did.
Into top 8. And I have to say, he used poison the whole way through. Let's take a look at some of his highlights, how he made it into top 8 on winner's side.
What a treat!
KO.
I didn't mean to cut you off. It just looks gross.
it really does, yo. All right, EX with the plus. Oh, nice anti-air. You see, Idom is ready for every situation, man. Anytime you counter what he presents, he has the option to stop you next time. And again, just taking another round for himself.
There's got to be a check from Idom with the low eventually to deter him from doing that strategy. There it is!
You had to know what was coming, right? Idom's too good. He's going to make the adjustments quickly. Oh, the Lollipop cross. Oh, goodness gracious. Idom. 2-0, just like that.
Strong as that kid is, it doesn't mean he's going to have an easy ride because he's got one hell of an opponent. Guys, probably the most improved Urian in the world and maybe one of the most improved players on the circuit, Mandrake. Let's take a look at some of this guy's highlights.
We'll get away with that one. And EX is going to combo off of it. Not quite enough damage to put him away. Oh, another EX headbutt from Mandrake.
He backdashed.
No, neither of these players are scared. I think that's a characteristic of Urian players, right? There are no fear in their hearts. Now both players not wanting to make any silly mistakes, right? This isn't about being scared. This is about being careful. Nice, beautiful charged fireball.
Normal or a jump, so you might think he's gonna back off, but no, he literally stuck to his guns and fired away with the V skill 2, or with the fireball. Excuse me, metallic sphere.
Guessing game when you block the EX knees. Nice again, ready with the stand medium punch and the tackle though.
And he's just throwing it out, closing the gap. Big counter hit, no conversion from Mandrake.
Ooh, charged in his face. Didn't have a V trigger to activate there. Or an EX tackle. There's one EX tackle. It's time for Burkish. Gets the counter hit combo as well. Gonna take this man. Oh, we got neutral jumps. He's gonna get clipped by that. Nice pick up. Mandrake. The knees. Definitely been Burkish's mix up of choice.
EX headbutt, big punish, huge counter conversion, and he still has mirror left over.
Oh,
What is
Yo,
going on?
Urian mirrors. Let's go. Mandrake staying alive, sending it to a final round.
Mark again, tackle to get the corner. The neutral jump pays off. V-trigger now active.
Oh, beautiful conversion.
The roll is in. Oh my god.
So our first winner's semi-final was going to be the champion, the gatekeeper, Idom, going up against DR Mandrake.
Woo.
That is going to be a spicy one. Of course, we haven't seen the Laura yet. It might come out. I'm not sure. Poison, Urian. That's kind of a tricky one for Poison, I think.
I don't know enough about it. And I do feel like watching Idom's run. A lot of people aren't that familiar with Poison, even at this stage. So I can't judge it.
How do you get matchup experience of Poison at that high level? You have to play Idom if you're in that region. That's the only place you're really getting at that level. It's going to be very exciting. Idom's got an incredible record online. He has, I believe, the second best record
That kid was born online. I'm not
in
surprised
history.
To hear it. Not surprised to hear it at all.
In the CPT online in top 8s. He's 14-3 at the moment. There's only one player in the world who's got a better record than him. That's Brolinho out of Brazil, who's 16-2. And an amazing result. If he gets 2 more wins, he will be the 15th player to hit 40 CPT top 8 matches. And this is a man that has never left the United States of America to play. What an incredible achievement. He's got to be the big favourite, but can Mandrake pull off an upset?
Listen, Mandrake's got that experience, that improvement. Did you see his conversions in building up to this top 8? You can't make a mistake against that guy. I just got to say one thing. He was a bit wild at times, and that's got him very far. You just got to be careful against a character like Poison. Poison or Laura. That was a slugfest, right? That was like, what did you call it? 3 a.m. outside in the pub? Yes. In England, that's how they behave. It was completely crazy. You might die very quickly against either of Idom's characters playing like that. So that's going to be the challenge, really.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, let's move on because all our predictions went out the window for this second semi-final. Players that we were expecting to see are Knuckle Deuce, Smugs, Shines.
And characters as well. Giles, Karens, maybe. You know, we were expecting
Where are the
those.
Rashids at? You know, an army of Urians. We got one on one side. Metro M versus El Chacote. Metro M was a player actually that was picked out by a couple of people. Brian F predominantly was probably the main speaker for him. Metro M using Vega, which again is a character that we picked out.
Hey, we called it. We did say that.
As one of the big winners this season in terms of
Hate to say we told you so.
Balance changes. Let's have a look how Metro M made it to top 8, and you can see exactly what he's going on with.
KO.
I was going to say, if Metro M decides to play that forward fierce game, it still could be problematic, but here comes Kashi's dick. Hard knockdown. Frame kill.
Ooh, the V skill 2 into the V trigger activation. I see you.
He's ready for the jump out, so smart. No, he dropped it.
Yep. We'll hold. Yes, command throw. Zuna drop. That's going to switch sides as well. Oh,
And the stun. Is he going to do another one? Oh, if he had EX, he would have set him up for a really, really cool wall dive and some meaty claws. Dang! He just yells at him, just bats. Wow! Just come on, man. New Cable with meter, right? Hasn't been able to spend any of it whatsoever. It's been a real detriment to his gameplay. Like he hasn't thrown out any fireballs. Just right there, when he does, he gets clipped because Metro, he's on the prowl. The reactions are crazy.
And his opponent, really scary, none other than another guy who completely mauled his opponents on his way there, El Chaco. Listen, this kid, when he gets going, I mean, it's a toss-up, right? He's very double-edged sword kind of style. It has worked for him so well in this event. He's sitting in the winner's side. His record, though, in these top 8s, historically, is not that great, right?
Not great,
He has a chance to try and change that now. What is it, Logan?
I think he's 2-9 historically. Shout out to Glenn, of course, at the Game 2K. Sends us the stats. He's only appeared, I believe, in 5 top 8s last year, which is an impressive number. But
yeah, you said only. That's a pretty decent amount of top 8s, but he didn't get much reward for it, is how it went down.
Well, let's see how he made it into this top 8. Let's look at some of his highlights, and we'll talk about this matchup on the other side.
Granted him so many opportunities to mix El Chacote. That was pretty good.
Oh, that meaty Ric Flair chop. Oh my goodness, into the forward fierce. Now we're on the other side, and just like that, you're stunned up. She's got critical art on deck as well. Gonna pop that for sure.
Kaneko Man Buster, tag one side to the other. Smush Parker for the re.
Oh no. I got a Kobe jersey back here. Don't bring up so much Parker. Oh, the perfect as well with a crouch line kick afterwards. You ain't doing nothing.
Most likely from Chacote. Dang! Okay.
Whoa.
He's just trying to raw slide. Oh, EX Brimstonian. Oh.
Oh, once more on him. Oh, plus
are you
3.
dead?
The EX.
No way! Woo.
So, winner semi-final, second half of the bracket. It's Metro M against El Chacote, and I don't have any stats on Metro M at all.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing there in terms of CPT. El Chacote has competed a lot more, of course. He's done all right. When he seems to do really well when he gets to the top 8s.
he seems to do really well on his way there, right?
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he's got a really good record of when he makes it to the top 8s, he's usually in winner's side, which is really impressive. But that tells me something, right? These Mikas, when they got that cushion behind them, maybe he just goes a bit too, gun happy, and it just goes wrong.
Because he's 1-3 in those first matches when
despite
he starts
being winner's side, right?
Yeah, in winners. So doesn't have a great record in winners semi-finals in top 8. So we'll see. And the Vega match against Mika, I haven't seen much of that. I haven't seen much of that. I imagine when Mika gets in, that's pretty difficult for Vega. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure what the utility. Yeah, I'm not sure what the utility is on that because you're not airborne until the 6th frame. But it's going to help you at least on the meaties. But we'll see. I'm really looking forward to that one. That's going to be exciting. Right, we're going to throw it down into losers' side now because we have another 2 fixtures to get to. Another 4 names in top 8.
And some more surprise appearances as well, Logan,
exactly, that's correct. Let's start off with one of our favourites that we're happy to see. A very intelligent man, a very insightful man, always has a lot to say, and it's well worth listening to. But let's see what he has to do on the sticks. It's Brian F. This is how he made it into top 8 losers.
Medium punch into the tackle as he tried to get in close.
And you saw them reacting to the turnaround punch, which is very seldom used by Balrog players nowadays, right? One throw will do it, and you already know Brian F. nice and easy. Punish incoming, here comes Profit. No, sir, I lied to you. Put the mirror out again, apply the pressure. He still gets the same side throw.
Ooh, jump in, not biting. Great anti-air on the EX knees. Incredible stuff from Brian. Maintain his momentum, maintain his control here. Using both EX bars, blocks it. Beautiful block and punish on that target combo.
I like the comeback there from Profit, though. I'm glad that he's not deterred whatsoever. Brian F. shaking him down with the stand fierce. Another throw. Ugh. Counter hit into the target combo. Another throw. Bring him down to earth.
Ooh. And again, just backing up, giving him that false sense of security right into the rush punch. You got to know against Bar, he's going to be charging. Oh my goodness. Just a back up into the EX rush punch. That means he's going to have 2 bars coming into round 3 as well. Advantage.
Oh, big bump from Brian F. You hate to see that kind of thing happen. When it comes to G, eating a raw jumping fierce, you're going to have pretty bad indigestion.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good, he doesn't need to use the rifle on his back.
Mm-hmm.
He's that confident.
G has graduated from hunting ducks to hunting gods.
Brian F. so strong in this online environment, not bad offline either, but he's got one hell of a task ahead because he's playing against a guy who's known primarily for his online play, also a guy who we also called out using a character that we knew was going to be looked out for, someone that all the players said would probably be making the top 8 as well. Took out Kashasik on his way here, also took out Zaffarino, broke my heart because I wore the Sagat shirt and Zaffarino switched characters, didn't even stick with Sagat.
Setharino came out.
But Hoji,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, this guy's looking great, Logan.
Well, let's see how great he looked in the tournament on his way to this top 8. He's going up against Brian F. Let's look at the highlights right now.
Tornado sweep. Crack. Yeah. Tornado. Crap.
Oh, time to play ball. Oh, let's go. Set him up. Yes, sir. Hoji command grab the stun. That is a home run hitter.
That feels so bad. The Rock is so meaty, bro. Cody, that's what it would be. All right, got the activation. Ooh.
Hard time trying to get out.
Oh no, the EXDP. It'll lead to a crush counter punish here. Hoji doesn't have his V trigger, but oh yeah, check out for dear life here. This is set point. Oh no, tried to bust out with the EX flurry. He does let him get, the heavier version of the, forgot what that's called, the kick from Kage. Axe kick, there we go, thank you.
Yeah, I always mix that up with like G having a wheel kick and then Kage having an axe kick. That was too close for comfort. Damn, the sway. I apologize for that noise. I panicked a little bit, but damn, Hoji with the Tada damage and the stun already.
Oh, the DP just jumps to the other side.
Oh no, he's shook. Ringe, he's so shook right now.
He definitely is. Hoji has all the momentum, and there it is, the sway into the punish. Stun is there. Oh my goodness, you're gonna survive this combo. No, you're not. Hoji taking it 2-0 over Kashik.
Brian F. against Hoji. As we said, Hoji's a player that was picked out as one to watch out for by almost everybody we spoke to. We know that Cody's improved this season.
Yep.
We saw the use of that V-Skill 2, not those matchups specifically against Zaffarino, put it to great effect. It's so useful. Cody had so many problems with projectiles.
Yep.
That V-Skill 2 is another one that's... It's like a gift to the character that just papers over some of those bad matchups.
But I think it's more impactful versus projectiles than Urian's V-Skill 2. I think Urian's V-Skill 2 is overall better. But I think Cody's V-Skill 2 actually may be turning matchups where he lost into matchups where he slightly wins.
Yeah, I agree.
It's that big.
I agree, and it's super useful in terms of obvious block strings as well, because it's second frame invincible as well. Unlike a lot of those kind of moves that are third frame, being second frame invincible means that you can do it in the middle of those 2-frame gap block strings. Great against Bison, like Kick Blast, for example. You can get massive punishes as well because he doesn't have to follow up.
Doesn't know.
So if it's a move, if it's a special cancel move that's got a ton of recovery, he just uses that invincibility and starts hitting you. And when Cody starts hitting you, woo!
And he did good damage already. Now he's got the damage extension with it as well. By the way, he's still got that V trigger. And talking of V triggers, his opponent is another big winner.
Yes.
To an extent that we mentioned, because yes, he's primarily been playing boxer to get there, but he did use G to qualify for his top 8 match.
It was ironic because we were, Rin said we were expecting the mirror match boxer.
That was hilarious. we saw some
G
part-time
versus
Gil.
Gil.
versus
To
G.
be fair, Child, if his Gil was a bit more optimal, I feel like he could have closed that. He had opportunities.
He actually won the first game.
He had opportunities.
If he did optimal combos and finished this play, he won the first game. So yeah, really good point.
I'm really looking forward to this one. We know that Hoji's a rising name to look out for. Brian F, steady and sturdy. He's been performing really well consistently over the last couple of years in online tournaments.
Oh, man,
his
so
last
good.
top 8 appearance was, in fact, NA East Online last season where he finished 4th. How's he going to do?
His last CPT win ranking event, his only CPT win ranking event was NA East or North in 2017. So
is he going to be able to run it back? We'll find out. Anyway, let's keep it moving because we have one more match to look at, and it is going to be, wow, we're expecting to see Do versus Smug here. And that got thrown out the window because we're getting Burkish and CJ Truth. Burkish, again, another name that everyone was throwing out. Let's look exactly how Burkish managed to make his way into this top 8 losers. Let's check these highlights out.
Or an EX tackle. There's one EX tackle. It's time for Burkish. Gets the counter hit combo as well. And take this man to the floor. Oh, we got neutral jumps. Gonna get clipped by that. Nice pick up.
I'd like to also, show my appreciation at the fact they both have the same title, Evil Espionage from Urian. Is that like a Urian club thing? That was raw.
Yeah,
what is it? This is raw.
It's raw.
It's raw.
Headbutt. Oh my goodness. The plating could use some work. Oh, okay, he actually does catch him.
Oh. Put him in a body bag with that throw. Sweet. Make himself safe. Double quarrel punch. Meet my handshake. Mandrake was still midair. EX headbutt finds the mark again. Tackle to get the corner. No neutral jump pays off. V-trigger now active.
Oh, beautiful conversion.
The row is in. Oh my gosh. Got Cammy, he's got G, he's got Armika, Guile.
And Burkish just takes the safe route so far, right? A couple of Batista bombs here and there. Oh, a third one, matter of fact. The stun bar is slowly building up for the Batista bomb, and that's going to be a stun. And I think that's going to be the kill. Yes, the enhanced. Oh, 3 in a row. Word, triple plasma dream right there. Oh, EX knees. Oh my goodness, the meaty and counter hits that medium punch. Whole lot of damage. Batista bomb with enough. Of course, the low life on Cammy. Man, the EX knees. Man, this is quite the difference. If another dude just a raw overhead and the forward medium punch anti-air. Oh, another raw overhead. Wow, and the trade on the jump, it actually stuns, and Burkish is going to be moving on the top 8 loser side.
No way. It's as if Brian F called it. Wow, the classic.
Wow, and then the frame 1 transition into the ad slides. Yo, production is on point right now. I see y'all.
There you have it. 2 extremely talented individuals. One with a pretty big record in the CPT, attending way more events. Another with a really strong online record. How'd you see this one going down, Logan?
It's a fascinating one, right? Because Burkish has got such a solid historical online. He's finished 2nd in this event last year. And he's been impressing people so much in all of these many East Coast online community events they've been having.
A number of the
recently.
interviews we showed, a lot of them said Burkish, right? They
Yeah,
were like, "Watch out for that
definitely
guy."
a name to look out for. CJ Truth is a player you associate with quality, but not quantity. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good shout.
You know, he's got a grand final win over Takedo under his belt to qualify after winning at Rebel Conquest 2018. The same event in the regional finals, he finished second, only losing to Punk.
Right. He played it out of his mind that weekend.
But he just doesn't have the consistency, and that kind
He
of
doesn't attend as much as he could as well.
and that kind of showed in you know, the pick there against Idom, which confused me. I think about
That was strange.
I think about CJ Truth, and I think about his Cammy, which I feel is a really good pick for Poison.
Such a good Cammy.
I think about his Colleen. He's obviously proficient with a number of characters. He thought that was going to work for him. I remember a similar situation where he played against Infiltration at, I think it was it CEO, to qualify for a top 8, and with Manat, and it just went really poorly for him as well. So he has these moments where things just won't work out for him, but I feel he's just got so much natural talent.
Oh man, and he's got such a mature play style, if that makes sense. For someone so young, he's always played this kind of like
playing
old
for
school
so long,
fundamental.
hasn't he?
He has, but even when he was like 14, 13 years old, he's always played the game like a young Alex Valle almost. You know, his kind of approach is so methodical. Like with Cammy, for example, he hardly ever back medium punches. This guy's doing like DP every time. You know, I wonder if that's why it's inconsistent, because it's quite a hard game to apply that approach to Street Fighter 5. Whereas you've got guys like El Chaco, you know, they're going to roll the dice as well as have good footsies and just steamroll everyone.
Well, speaking of rolling the dice, he's going up against Burkish's Urian, and that's, you know, and online. Burkish is a solid player, don't get me wrong,
Very
but
solid,
the tools that Urian has access to online, I'm just really fascinated to see what the character matchup is going to be.
So 2 Urians in top 8 again. I might have to hold the L on that. I've been saying I don't think he's the best in the game. I think it's an exaggeration, but wow, two in top 8, 2 weeks.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. So we've got those matches. Let's run through them real quickly. It's going to be Idom against Mandrake. Who do you like in that?
I like Idom. I think Mandrake has come
like
a really
Idom
long
as
way. I just think maybe a step too far drawing Idom here.
Metro M versus El Chacote.
It's a really hard one for me to call, but just to call out my Vega players, even though I think that matchup's probably in Mika's favor significantly, I'm gonna say Metro M somehow evades the command grabs and does the damage.
I'm going to have to go
It's
against
a bold
you.
call. Yeah, I think you're right, but
I think the mix is going to be applied.
it's going to be horrible.
I
He's
think
gonna be
the
mashing
mix
that
is
V-skill. It
gonna
doesn't work, mate. It doesn't work. He gets grabbed, mate. Loops. Mid-screen loops.
Brian F against Hoji, a hype match. I'm really looking forward to that one. I've got no idea which
That's probably my
character
favourite
pick.
match to watch right now. At this top 8.
Who's he
going to
go for, Boxer or G against Cody?
I think he might go Boxer for that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe. I think G's an obvious pick for it, but I just think in terms of him, he's way more solid with his Boxer than his G. So I just wonder if that familiarity might play into.
See, my question in that matchup is when Cody activates V-Trigger,
who would you rather be?
what does Boxer do?
What does G do?
I know, but G's at least got that. You give me an inch of space, I'm jab, EX,
true,
activate.
true, no,
now
true.
you can't do anything.
True.
And I feel like, you know, Brian F is an intelligent man. He's not going to be gambling with a character that's not going to give him big rewards. It kind of brings you back to like the Problem X M Bison or Abigail pick. You know, if he feels like he doesn't have to gamble with you, like you're a Fudo Mika, I won't. I'll play footsies with Bison. If you get in on me and I feel like you're going to mix me up, all right, let's go to the roulette table. And I feel feel like G's in there, in Vegas,
If
in the
I'm thinking
Luxor.
strategically, I think he picks G.
Yeah.
I've just got a feeling he might go Boxer, but strategically he should pick G, right?
And then next up, we have Burkish and CJ Truth. We just saw the highlights of those two. For me, I have to go for CJ Truth. I just like seeing young excellence come through. And I just want I want to do well. I want to see CJ Truth
Hey, did we
doing
pick anyone
well.
for the Brian F set? I didn't pick anyone, actually.
I
didn't actually pick anyone. I'm going to go Hoji.
I'll go Brian F.
Yeah? Okay, cool. We're actually disagreeing this week. I like it. There you go.
So go back to Burkish and CJ Truth. Who do you like?
Well, I can't go against my boy CJ, man. That's my guy.
Right.
Also, I do think he thrives in this kind of like environment where there's something on the line. So, you know, I know it's gone wrong for him a few times as well, but I just feel like he's
he didn't have a great performance in SFL as well. That didn't go well for him. He was really
no.
downbeat about that last season. I just want to see him come through, and I know he's got that in him. Who do we see taking the whole thing?
Who you calling for that? CJ or
Yeah,
Burkish?
CJ.
Yeah, okay,
CJ,
sweet,
come
sweet.
on. I just
One love.
spent 2 minutes talking about how I wanted to
Just
see him
making sure, just
pull
making
through.
sure.
Yeah, I wanted to pull through. Yeah, Burkish is going to win. we got Idom taking the whole thing. Idom in winners. I can't see Idom not winning the whole thing.
As much as we'd like to see something surprising happen, I think firstly, I think a lot of the people he's playing against, watching his top 8 run, aren't familiar enough with Poison.
Yeah.
Secondly, the kid's just too good. From winner's side, which I think is where he's going to be.
Who do we have
biggest threat?
getting that second spot then?
Yeah, who qualifies, right? Oh, man, that's a good question. That's a good question. Actually, the rest of the top 8 winner side,
very open.
I'm not sure any of those guys actually get it. The guys in winners, I think it's probably going to be someone from losers.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to say, this is bold. I'm going to say, can I say 2? Can I say 2? Come on.
No,
two.
you have to pick one.
I was going to say Hoji or CJ Truth.
Okay.
As much as I love CJ Truth, I just got a feeling it's Hoji's weekend, so I'm going to go Hoji. Screw it.
All right, because I was going to go for CJ Truth, so I'm glad that you went the other way.
Perfect.
All right, that's the side bet. Bluetooth ones. That's who our picks are. We'd love to know who you think is going to win. Top 8 is starting in just a minute.
Oh, I can't wait.
So make sure you're ready.
Let's
Get
go.
your snacks, get your drinks, get locked in. Make sure you're following the channel, Capcom Fighters. The action's coming for you. Up next, we're going to find out who that second name is, joining the list alongside Phenom, and of course, going up against the defending champ. Is he going to win another one? Is he going to gatekeep? Is he going to push someone into second place? What's going to happen? You'll find out next. This has been Round 1. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy the action.
Welcome everybody to the Capcom Pro Tour 2020 online qualifier for the North American region. We've got the top 8 players from the East already coming in and just about ready to duke it out. My name is Vicious, here with Reigns to take you through all the action of today's top 8.
Sorry, I'm laughing. It's just that me and Jeremy were talking like for 20 minutes before this happened, and he did not have any of that volume before the broadcast began. But he's a professional, so he knows what he's doing once the cameras turn on. But yeah, everybody, we are here with the top 8 for the first NA East event for CPT Online. Of course, one of our next events coming up is the Southeast Asia region that's going to be happening in a week from now. But signups in tomorrow, so please, if you're in that region, get those signups done today so we can start filling out the bracket and we can get that action going smoothly next weekend. But of course, as we mentioned today, we are going through that top 8. So Mother Base, please put that top 8 on the screen right now so we can see who is actually duking it out to try to get that spot at Capcom Cup finale. Of course, we have the man already qualified, the man standing at the gates, ever strong, Idom, in the building, going to be taking on DR Mandrake, who looked very strong on that Urian, as he always does. Then we got Metro M, one of our lesser known players, coming out the box. I believe Brian F, one of the people that called him and being very successful at the CPT Online event with the Vega. He's going to be taking on Chaco, of course, with the Mika. And then on the losers bracket side, we got a bunch of heavy hitters. We got CJ Truth, who we saw yesterday do a lot of work with the Cammy, up against Burkish, another one of the Urians from the Army out in NA East. And then we got Hoji, I mean, the Cody God. Let's not get it twisted. And we got Brian F, of course, as well, with the Balrog and the G ready to combat it. I'm very much looking forward to that match. It's a shame one of those guys is going to go out in the first round of top 8. But when you get this far in a stacked tournament like this, them's be the breaks.
Yeah, taking a look at the losers bracket just by itself, it's unfortunate that some of those players have to go home early, or at least, you know, just get out of the lobby, I guess, is what we're doing.
Yeah, got to get off Capcom network. Well, at least for the tournament stakes, they can still play ranked or casual matches, you know.
Yeah, we got to just change the password to the lobby. They're no longer welcome.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But we do have our matches queued up, right? We have Idom versus Mandrake right at the top of the show. They're already queued up and ready to go. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it's going to be Poison versus Urian. And again, Mandrake is showing really strong signs of progress here. Just the way he's been playing overall, just seeing him improve time after time and putting Burkish into the losers bracket in that faded mirror match, right? We got to see the replay. We saw his understanding of the matchup. Now we have to see how he takes on the defending Capcom Cup champion.
Exactly. I mean, he's got the tallest order in this top 8, right? Everyone's favorite coming into this tournament was Idom, and everybody's favorite remains Idom here when he's in winner's side top 8. Not even bringing out the lore, his signature character, right? But we did see Poison played a pivotal role in his Capcom Cup victory, so it's no surprise that in this season of Street Fighter V, he's continued to express himself with that character and really find out all the nuances and flourish with it. So I can't wait to see more Poison. And of course, you know I'm always a fan of Urian, baby. I was going wild during that Urian mirror yesterday, so I'm all about this match.
I'm ready to see some whip trades off the mirror. I'm all about it. I know for sure that Idom has spent a lot of time in the lab with this character, but you know, thinking about it vice versa, how many players have really taken down like Poison into the lab and figured out her nuances, right? I'm really excited to see that from Mandrake because he's definitely no slouch. I want to see how much work he's put into the specific match.
Most definitely. And we heard F-Word in the pre-show, right? He talked about how Mandrake is not scared to go a little wild, go a little ham, right? As all Urians are. But that could cost him up against the player with the likes of Idom, right? The skill and the character choice is just so prevalent up against that type of strategy. So we'll see how it breaks down now.
Man, these are the most roundhouses I've ever seen connect in my entire life. That is actually wild.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. That's the first time I've seen, what, 2 roundhouses connect in a combo, too? That was a 2-hitter. That's what I'm talking about. Idom taking the first. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding with you guys. It is the grid. We are going to be resetting the start of the match as the stage is not going to be available for the competitive stage.
But, you know, one thing I can appreciate about Idom is that he has the optimal route in every situation, right? He's like, oh, we got to get back to the menu. He's just going with the heavy buttons over and over again. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you get back to the menu like a professional. So again, Poison already has won this first game. It's actually not going to count. We're going to get back to the menu, able to switch up the stage and actually get our first top 8 match underway. And again, this is just, if you're tuning in, you tuned in just in time, baby. As you can see, you can also fill out the survey at capcom.us/2020 survey to help CPT and Capcom do better and pretty much kind of fulfill the request of the community and kind of collaborate so we can make the FGC a better place than it already is. And of course, they're bringing out WSO sessions as well as Turn the Beat Back. Those are all happening throughout the week, as well as Fighting Words, the new show from F Word and Logan, also taking place on Thursdays, as well as the pre-show that you saw, hopefully, for today's event as well. So it's been a dope event and just kind of collaborations from the community and Capcom itself. And again, as a reminder, the Southeast Asia region signups are closing tomorrow.
That's
so
correct.
if you're looking to compete in that region, please get your signups today. As you can see, they're actually going down on stream June 27th and 28th at 3 a.m. Pacific time, 6 a.m. Eastern. So if you're a degenerate or an early bird, you're going to be able to catch those no problem.
Yo, Ridge is trying to sneak into the top 8. He's about to fight Idom, I think. That's how we're doing it here. We're gonna replace Mandrake and just have Renz go through and show the G power. I'm about
Sorry
it.
about that, you know.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. All good. Idom versus Mandrake. We are re-queuing up. Again, apologies for the inconvenience there for the chat. Again, they are playing on the grid, which is clearly banned from the CPT rules as it's stated on CapcomProTour.com. But honestly, it's probably just like one of the regular stages. They just put like a mod over it. It's just like, oh, it's the grid. I'm totally kidding.
All right, so yeah, now we're getting into the match proper. The stage has been selected, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing as we get into what we believe will be Poison versus Urian. That's what we saw in the test match, if you will. So I don't think there's going to be any switch ups here. And again, that V skill 2, right? That's something that Idom really highlighted as a very important part of Poison's game in the pre-show from yesterday. So we're not seeing him shy away from that either.
Round 1.
Oh, and now we're into it. Let's go.
Yes. Idom Mandrake, game 1. Yes, sir. That trade benefiting Poison way more than it would Urian, right? Off of that trade. As soon as he sees the fireball, he's going to go for that medium whip.
Ooh, yeah, you see him trying to wind up, but we got the crouch medium punch immediately, and Mandrake is not going to give up this momentum. See, trying to chop, get that crush counter going, but a great dash up into the crouch fierce anti-air. All Mandrake, and yeah, that's why he went for the back throw right there, right? He wanted the stun. That would have been death, but Idom was ready for it. The champion always aware.
That was like a sequence and a half. You just saw Poison's life just melt. Ooh.
Immediately challenging the V-trigger activation. I love the buffer behind it as well. Just jab straight into tackle.
Super smart. And I like that idea for Mandrake, just immediately going to the jump, because the first round he actually threw out the fireball, got the exchange against Poison. He's like, okay, I got that data. I want to know how he reacts if I decide to jump this round.
Yeah, but I like him taking that time to level up the fireball again. Oh, EX! Yeah, and that was the enhanced fireball. So you see the damage he gets off of this. Now locked in the corner as well. Oh, I don't know. Fights his way out and switches sides with the car wheel. Iceberg Slim. That's her front throw, bro.
I appreciate it.
Little forward medium kick activation, of course. Caught the legs and the Molotov.
Yo!
In the round.
Yo, Idom!
Just like that. Don't forget, Idom plays a lot of games, baby, including some Marvel games. He's about the mix-ups.
Final round.
Yo, we crossed his ankles up with hot feet. That was actually ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
Someone clip that, please. I need to study that later. Double knee drop.
Yeah, I love the offensive momentum. Like, when Mandrake really mounts his offense, it just feels so overwhelming. Nice, though. Idom not panicking whatsoever. EX tackle, bust out in that scramble situation. Unsuccessful, though. Now I'm going to be able to activate his V-trigger, get him back towards the corner. Cut that screen off, right? And that makes her whip even more effective than it already is with an anti-air.
Oh, here comes that gang of damage. Is he going to fall for the same mission twice? No, it's a stun. Is this enough damage? Oh, the drop!
Indeed, nice block on the target combo overhead, though.
Never in my life would I see Idom drop that combo, ever. Oh my god.
Shouts to K-Brad, baby. Oh, and the forward medium punch. The Quarrel Punch actually puts Mandrake up 1-0 in our first game up against Idom. All right.
Yo, my guy Mandrake can do crouch strong, Quarrel Punch to headbutt, one of the most advanced combos Urian could possibly have. But listen, sometimes you see Idom drop his combo. A combo he's done 1.5 million times, and it'd be like that, you know? I've never seen it.
Good. Get good, Idom.
Damn.
Well, you're a champion. No, I'm just playing. See if the champ can bring it back. Again, sticking with the poison.
And I don't see why not, right? It's just really
Yeah.
unfortunate sometimes that he does get that significant drop.
Oh, a perfect read on that fireball, right? Just hopping right over it. Meaty, a little bit missed time right there. Tries for the raw overhead, sneaks some damage in. But again, Idom just ever present. Ever aware.
I like the space that Idom's been playing at the entire time, right? That's exactly where Poison wants to play anyway, until she gets the knockdown. Oh, yeah! Nice check there with the stand short into the up kick.
Ooh, beautiful check right there as well with the EX headbutt. Not gonna let him get pressure for free. Good defense on the Aegis, and then recognizing the time to take his turn as well.
And I like Mandrake kind of just being a little bit more liberal with these low medium kicks, checking to see if Idom's gonna walk back, but it's kept him there grounded for so long. That gray life, huge amount of damage. One more throw, one more touch actually for Mandrake. Oh no.
Oh, the throw again. Batista bomb on Drake. Gonna be up 1 round in this second game.
Never seen those kind of drops in my life from the champion caliber Idom.
Yeah, impressive composure from Mandrake, honestly.
Plus frames afterwards, back throw, reposition after the crouch fears, does it again.
Yeah, I love Idom. Oh, nice buffer behind that light kick.
What about Idom that you love so much?
I love that he was using the EX plus whips when Mandrake didn't have a bar, right? Because we saw earlier on, Urian will challenge that with the EX headbutt. So I like him taking advantage when he's lacking resources. Nice anti-air as well.
I'd imagine there's like some sort of timing that Idom can use to his advantage. After the whip, keeping her plus that she could kind of use like maybe a light normal to bait out the headbutt and still recover in time, you know? I'd have to test it out myself, but I'm sure we're bound to see it eventually. Oh, the overhead instead comes out. What am I talking about?
The raw overhead finally connecting. Oh, reaching, and that's gonna be 2-0. The DR Mandrake that started off. All right.
Dang. Yo, people already shaking up in their fantasy brackets, huh? Okay, Mandrake putting Idom into losers.
Evil SP. Oh no, isn't it 3 out of 5?
It is 3 out of 5. What am I talking about? I'm just that excited. That's crazy. It's winter semifinals, baby, and it's top 8.
Yeah, I assumed it was 3 out of 5. Yeah,
It's 3 out of 5. Hey, it's been a long time since I've done a CPT. It's been quite a long time.
And we have made it to the promised land, the 3 out of 5 territory here in top 8. Every single match will be 3 out of 5 that you see today. Nice tackle interrupting the stance.
I do appreciate you keeping your composure and keeping me in check, my man.
Ooh, nice! Gets the counter hit confirmed from long distance right there. Oh! Alright, the X headbutt at least escapes the mix-up. Wow. But still, yeah, the range on that whip just making it so hard for Urian to really press buttons in that range, but Mandrake has been making it work, I'll tell you that much.
Ooh.
EX. Never any fear in the heart of a Urian player.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Are you kidding me?
Okay. I see the expansion of your brain, Mandrake. I see it. I saw the plan right there. The fireball into the bounce back on the mirror into the knees. It didn't combo, but I see the plan. I see the gears turning.
Young Metro has joined the room to spectate. I see you.
Wow, the crouch jab anti. Yeah, that was beautiful.
I'd imagine he was going to pull a Nemo and do crouch fierce, but he just goes for the crouch jab instead. Fear me! Man, it's so intimidating when he applies that V-skill too, though.
Wow. Idom pressing the big buttons and it's paying off in that situation as well. Ooh, the reversal. Maybe a regular headbutt?
Ooh, that could have been a huge deal for Idom. Here comes Mandrake with the Aegis mix-ups.
Yeah, once again, just a safe activation there.
Oh, the delayed crouch fierce!
Wow, the dash throw. He's 1 throw away from taking the round. Yeah, throw the Molotovs out. Oh, again, he runs into it this time. EX catches her in the air for not full damage, but the crouch light kick will seal that round. Scrambling situation, but I mean, that's where Mandrake lives, baby. Urians love to play in the mud, as a Urian player myself.
I can attest to that. I've seen the mud play plenty of times from both you and Sejan. Big tackle to close the gap. Yes, sir. Continuing with the headbutt. Knock him down once more. Idom stuck in this corner. Activation has to happen. But the V reversal coming out from Mandrake. Excellent choice. The throw. 1.5 more sequences maybe, or a solid punch to the dome.
Yeah.
Oh, I called it. A solid punch to the dome indeed. The jump in lands, and Mandrake now officially sends Idom into the losers bracket.
Indeed, indeed. You just saw into the future. That was all. That was all. You just saw our, result to come. And then Mandrake is going to be moving on to 2 winners finals. Incredible play right there. And that's something that can really come back to bite Poison, right? Is that she's got incredible range on her ground game, but it does have a significant recovery frames. A lot of the whip moves. So because of that, they're susceptible to jump in, stuff that could dodge that ground space that it's covering, and then get a massive punish if you do manage to get a big jump in normal, like Mandrake did at the end there. So big ups to him. He's going to be our first competitor in winners finals, that much closer to guaranteeing himself a Capcom Cup qualifying spot.
That's pretty intense, man. Him being in the winners final in the fashion that he did, a complete 3-0 over Idom. Granted, that last part of the set was pretty much neck and neck when it came to the rounds, but Mandrake just clutching it out towards the end. I thought it was over after 2 games, but he was still had some fuel in the tank. Right now, he awaits his fate between Metro M and El Chacote. Metro M, highly regarded as definitely a threat, at least from some of the players in the top 16 in this tournament in general, right? So very exciting to see how Metro M is going to compete against the likes of El Chacote's Armika.
Most definitely. We got a little bit of a taste of his Vega yesterday, right? He did manage to win his winners top 16 match to go straight into top 8. So we only got to see one set of him up against the Kage from Kashik. So I'm very interested in seeing and exploring this Vega a bit more, especially up against the likes of Chacote, as you mentioned, one of the premier Mika players and one of the premier players we have in America. Of course, he's also trying to get that Capcom Cup qualifying spot. I talked to a couple of players yesterday afterwards, and they have Chacote as one of their favorites to get into that spot. And why wouldn't they, right? With his performances over the course of Street Fighter V, as well as being in winner's side here to begin the top 8. He doesn't have to go through that shark-infested loser side. So we'll see how he does up against this Vega, though. Of course, this is one of the more underrepresented characters of Street Fighter V, so we're going to see the matchup experience and how it plays out.
Here we go. The first game, Metro looking to kind of outspot Mika in this position, right? He wants to play the neutral a little bit, but once he gets this knockdown, he's looking to finesse him. You see those overheads, those early overheads to kind of establish the pace. That's not going to happen as long as Chacote is smothering you now. Look at this giant swing. That's really great for Vega, though. Out of the corner, out of harm's way. He's going to be big chill.
Yeah, I was going to say great anti-air on the V-trigger, but even better anti-air with that crouch strong, ever good. For Mika, oh my goodness, the 2-on-1 handicap match. Which side is going to be? He just holds up, and it was the successful guess. Metro M is going to make the most out of that and punish for the round win.
I gotta say, I really appreciate this costume from Vega. I think it's like one of those better costumes.
Most definitely. I need to give me a hat like that. Oh, the +3, he respects it.
Out of there!
Chacote already a little bit more wary of the command throws, right? It did cost him that last round, so he was just keeping it safe after that +3 forward fears. Oh, slide cancel to the V-trigger to make it safe. Oh, try for the anti-air attempt, a little bit shallow.
And I like the checks here. Even without the claw, he's still trying to contest Chacote, keep him in check. With the mediums, majority of the time, here comes the Brimstone. Chacote getting closer to the corner. No quick rise, +3. Here comes Nadeshko. Nuh-uh, you're going to get this giant swing first. She goes from one corner to the other. Dang, she's quick on her feet.
Yeah. Most definitely. The 20 dexterity, 100% coming out.
She comes in for the body drop, the body splash first, and immediately goes off screen for the bulldog. Ridiculous. Quite the tag team partner.
Yeah, he tried to charge up the drop kick. A very loyal tag team partner, somebody you can always count on. Ready for the hot tag at any moment.
Oh, on the other side!
Wow. See, Chacote most definitely not ready for that. He wasn't ready for anything in that round as Metro M takes the first game.
New season Vega looking pretty nice. Looking pretty good. I mean, that's tough, man. Like, if you're not ready for it, you're just not ready for it. It's as simple as that. When you see Vega go off the wall and go for like the sky high claw, sometimes it's really hard to tell whether or not you're gonna get like the flip off the wall for like the Barcelona strike or even the grab. It happens sometimes.
And to go for a cross in that situation with the back up against the wall, it was super caught Chacote off guard. I thought it was a very, very smart decision.
I wonder how many times he's gonna get away with that though, right? Metro M did it twice so far in this set. I don't know how much longer it would like trick Chakotay, right?
Most definitely, yeah. Chakotay, very smart player, very capable of competing at the highest level. So I definitely imagine some adjustments are going to be coming out for that first game. Ooh, but again, it's been all Metro M here in the opening round. Calls Nadeshko, but yeah, just once again, just using that V skill, baby. I like it.
Round 2. Fight.
And from what I can tell so far, Chakotay just can't really get a handle on the rhythm of Metro M's play.
Oh, geez.
And I think that's actually one of the big things that Vega has going for him, right? Is because he's a stance character, he can kind of switch the pace between a lot of different speeds. Right now, this is all Chakotay's pace. We got the Nadeshko call out as well, and as you're scared of Nadeshko, she's gonna come out from the other side, Bulldog stun.
Bring him back to the corner. Irish whip. Yes, sir. Just not in time. Yeah, Metro still has enough time to kind of throw in the lights, found the gap, trying to reestablish his pace. But Chakotay just missing the mark on that jump in again. Metro still in claw stance, just bullying with the lights for the most part. +3, and of course the giant swing comes after. Ugh.
It hurts, man. It hurts. It's, you know, one thing to deal with it in a situation where you know it's coming, like in the corner. You're like, okay, I have to prepare myself to make a guess after that +3. But in a scramble situation like that, it's even harder to recognize.
I like him busting out with the crouch fierce. Not afraid with those against Vega stand medium punch, right?
Yeah, I really like Metro also challenging with the standing light kick from Vega as well, not getting tick thrown.
Whew. Oh boy, that mix up, man. How are you supposed to block that? You gotta guess.
Yeah, you gotta guess one more time. Oh,
I like that idea. I like that idea. Initially got that whiff from Chakotay, but I mean, like towards the end of it, it's either another hit. It could have been like forward fierce after the jab, or a command grab. It was still a very, very unlikely situation that you're getting out alive.
Yeah, it was a smart attempt. I think if, you know, Chakotay goes for the command grab in that situation, that's a lot of recovery frames, right? So you get out of that, you punish during the recovery. But if he goes with anything else, then pretty much you're going to get punished for it, which is what happened. Try to make a hard call out. Did not work out that time. Chakotay bouncing back after that first game loss. Whoa. Perhaps an execution error there. Nice.
Yeah. I was waiting to see what Metro would do to kind of stop Chakotay from approaching airborne, but we'll talk about that another time. Irish whip, Nadeshko. That is so ambiguous, yo.
That was gross. I had no idea what side that was on. The V reversal actually getting Metro M out of the pressure, but Chakotay not letting up, relentless, waking up with buttons. Oh, keeps the same size with the splash and the meaty stand light kick. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh, weird.
Round 2. Fight.
That was kind of nasty. After the V trigger activation, does crouch fierce and then 2 crouching medium punches, frame kill, and the right positioning. Someone's got to clip that later.
Yeah, exactly right. That crouch medium punch does move her forward slightly.
It's just in the perfect position to keep it ambiguous. Oh yeah, I like that V skill option just to kind of escape, but man, Chakotay still finds the mark. Already applying pressure in this corner. The crouch counter off the drop kicks.
All right, the crouch jab confirm, and he's gonna spin the entire critical on it. He wants the significant life lead. Put the pressure on Chakotay's side to come to him, right? Remember, Vega's got that claw stance, but he's not even gonna go into it. There it is. And just play this game now, but no, the crouch fierce gets in. And once she's in, oh, it's all a nightmare. Accidentally, this is up the meaty though off that tech.
Oh, tried to chase air to air, giant swing for almost game.
Okay, not yet.
Sky high claw, yes sir, backs it up with the V trigger activation. I like that play. I like that a lot because for the most part, you see sky high claw, you block it, it's like it's time to punish. But so long he has the V trigger, he makes himself safe.
That was 3 for flinching and around, you know what I'm saying? He definitely wanted to move. Oh, nice backdash on the ace command grab attempt, but no, didn't make the most out of that punish, unfortunately. Nice air to air, just gonna keep him locked in the corner, but we are pressing buttons back. No one is willing to give up their turn.
I'm really digging the back and forth from both players. No fear from Chakotay, gets the activation off the crouch fierce. Ooh wee!
Yeah, that's proved that it will at least be effective some of the time, and that's going to be it. Should be. Yes, V-trigger activation to finish the second game, and now Metro M. Well, I should say his second game because that was the third overall total. It is 2-1 here in our second half of the winter semis. Again, we saw Mandrake actually defeat Idom 3-0 to put himself in that top 3 guaranteed position. But of course, all that matters is first place, unless Idom gets first place. Then second place matters too.
So I'm starting to see what Metro M is doing to kind of avoid the situations of like being forced into an ambiguous normal, an ambiguous meaty, or even like a command grab, right? With the use of this V skill too, it really makes it significantly easier for Vega to avoid these situations.
Yes. Now, I like this from Chakotay. Now, yes, just play the meaty game, right? He's done a lot of stuff that's going to escape the throw setups. It's going to get him out of, like, tick pressure. So instead, he's just going with nice meaties. I like this a lot. Yes, there it is. And once you condition him with all those meaties, then you bring the tick command grab back out, and he takes the round.
That was a quick turnaround there for Chakotay with a huge amount of life left. Does have a bar left over as well. The giant swing just does so much damage.
It always does. It's always surprising.
Oh! Finding a lot of success with that air approach, honestly, with Chakotay. I feel like he should just keep going with it on and on against Metro M. The only one time she got stopped was off of an air grab. Okay. Flash ender. Yes, sir. Slide to end the combo. Decent amount of damage off that. Keeping the corner control. I like that. Neutral jump, medium kick. Off the lights, into the stun.
Yeah, it looks like Metro M kind of picked up on what you were putting down, right? About how Chakotay needs to take more to the skies. That's why he was just keeping that neutral jump spacing perfectly. The crouch pierce is going to open this door for Mika. Oh, no.
Oh,
guess the
my.
first time, but then you get crush counter. You got to guess again. Ooh, punish. Yeah. Oh, he dropped it. And now Metro's going to take the round. Oh, my goodness. That could have all came crashing down for our Vega protagonist. But luckily, he pulls out the victory. And now he's a round away from going into Winners Finals.
Big critical art on deck. Again, the neutral jump from Metro. Again, even though it was a jump light kick, that's still, it's such a huge play just to stop the momentum from Chakotay from jumping in.
Most definitely. That's going to shut down one of his options. It also allowed him to get the movement going with the cross under. I like that a lot. Nice punish on the slide, but nothing following up. He is in claw stance. Not the easiest thing.
Oh, that is the punish this time around. Chakotay with the crouch fierce yet again. Metro going with the light punish, but still into critical art. Good amount of damage.
Most definitely pulling the claw away. This situation taking this guy into the neutral jump, but he called it out with the dash go. Beautiful. Oh, again, faking the cross up. Bulldog, yeah, he just wants to escape the corner. Good usage of the slide into V-trigger cancellation. Back to the claw. Oh, but he is staying aggressive. I like that.
Mid-air, don't care. Here comes the giant swing. Oh, that's so tricky. That could have been a low. That could have been anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I really think Metro is trying to stop any type of air approaches, but it's very hard for Vega, right? Because he needs to do it air to air. He doesn't have the greatest anti-airs in the game, and especially with Mika's ability to cut her trajectory in the air off with the splash. It's difficult for him to deal with. That's why he keeps trying to do these air to airs. But in situations like that, where you actually lose the air to air, you're going to be reset on the ground, and that gives Mika plenty of opportunities to toy with your mind. As of right now, both players not wanting to get too aggressive. Nice counter hit confirm on that crouch medium kick.
Into the no-pause stance. Metro's in trouble. Back-to-back brimstones. Chakotay's getting started off of that Lady Mika 2 times over. Trying to find the gap off the wall. Yes, sir. Get himself out of the corner. No, no, no. You back in there. You stay there. Oh, crouch fierce counter hit. Giant swing again. This is for death. 100%.
Most definitely. One more giant swing. Full bar going into the set point round for Chakotay as well.
Round 2. Fight.
This is looking kind of grim for Metro. Just based off of that high octane round from Chakotay. A lot of momentum on his side. He's to be pretty active with the defense here. A lot more normals coming out from Metro, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's not letting Chakotay move, but finally gets the V-trigger activation. Oh, just get a cross up, but nothing doing afterwards. Just raw slide. He didn't even have V-trigger to cancel that.
That was mad 4.
Wow. And he confirmed it, of course, with the EX Peach follow-up. Again, looking for the air. This time he was looking for the throw attempt. That would have been enough damage to kill off. Slide again.
Oh no, this is exactly what I was fearing for Metro. Any sort of knockdown could lead to his own death, right? I mean, it could be back-to-back command grabs. There's one. Oh, jeez, are you dead?
Oh, with the gray life he is. And Chakotay is going to be moving on to winners finals with that Rainbow Mika to take on Mandrake. Oh, that you got to feel real bad. So unfortunately, if you are our Vega player, Metro M right there, because you had full resources, right? So you know, he's like, okay, he's sitting there like, if I could survive this forward fears, then I have all the resources in the world to take this round. But you do still have to make that one guess before you can do anything, and he just guessed incorrectly.
Oh, the gray life. Did you see how much damage was chopped onto that because of that gray life?
Oh yeah.
That's gonna cost extra. All those sides. Oh, jeez. That was ridiculous. Chakotay moving on into the winners finals to face off against Mandrake. Excellent showing. Great composure there. I mean, it was looking pretty Metro M. I mean, establishing the lead pretty early, 2-1, looking pretty strong in that final, or I guess not final, but game 5.
Yeah.
It looked like he was gonna take it.
Yeah, very close to a final round, right? Especially with Chakotay really not getting a good handle on the rhythm of what Metro M wanted to do until later on in the set, really. I think even that first victory that he got, it was more of like a Mika game, you know what I mean? Where he was able to put Vega in a lot of these situations where he didn't have a good answer to. But I really felt like Chakotay progressed well. And we talked about how he's a top level competitor, very high caliber player. So no surprise that he made the adjustments needed and is going to find himself in winners finals, guaranteed top 3 finish. But again, we are trying to qualify for Capcom Cup. So only thing that matters is that first place finish, unless of course Idom gets that first place finish, which will then go to the second place person.
All right, so now that is established with the winners finals, down below on the loser side, just to kind of remind you guys, we have CJ Truth going up against Burkish, Hoji going up against Brian F, and of course in the quarterfinals awaiting their fate, Metro M and Idom. They're not going to face each other, but they're just sitting in their respective seats in the quarterfinal. And what is the plan up next?
I believe we were going to take a quick break.
Great, cool. Well, with that said, be sure to hydrate yourselves, get some snacks. We're going to be back with the rest of Top 8 after this break.
To elaborate more on special moves, there are 2 types of special moves you need to know about. Charge special moves and motion special moves. Charge special moves are moves in which the command input involves holding, or charging in this case, either a direction on your controller or buttons for a short period of time. The 2 types of charge moves that involve a directional input are backwards to forwards, where you hold the controller away from the opponent, then immediately push forward to release the charge. Or down to up. Hold down on your controller, then immediately hold up to release the charge. Do understand that charge characters do not have to be standing to start charging. They can be crouching, jumping, or even knocked down.
You can't run.
Now when it comes to motion special, there's much more flexibility involved. But things can become a little more complicated. To make things easier, I'm going to relate this to mathematical terms. Quarter circle forward, which means 90 degrees towards your opponent. Quarter circle backwards, which means 90 degrees away from your opponent. Half circle forward, which means 180 degrees towards your opponent. Half circle backwards, which means 180 degrees away from your opponent. And full circle, which basically means 360 degrees. The special case are moves that require the Z motion, which is hold forward to down forward with your controller. Some characters have charge moves for all their special attacks, whilst others are purely motion based. There are also characters with the combination of both. At the end of the day, you'll have to find out what works for you. Overheads are a simple way to open up your opponent on defense. They are executed by holding forward on your controller and pressing either a punch or a kick button, depending on the character. However, there are some characters who are an exception to this rule. Chun-Li's overhead is executed by holding down forward on your controller and pressing medium kick. Nakali's overhead is executed by holding down forward on your controller and pressing hard punch. And Ken, well, he has two overheads. One, which is done by holding backwards on your controller and pressing medium kick, and the other, which is done by holding forward on your controller and holding hard kick. Overheads are generally used to catch the opponent off guard whilst they are in a crouching position. And in Street Fighter V, overheads have a very specific purpose, which is to either stun the opponent or get the KO.
KO.
Think of overheads as an extra offensive option. Do keep in mind though, not every character in the game has an overhead, so it's in your best interest to find out which characters have the overhead option.
Welcome back, everybody, to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. I am Range. I am along with Vicious to call the rest of this top 8 for the NA East Capcom Pro Tour. First event for NA East. Of course, each region is getting 2 events. And of course, Southeast Asia event is coming up next weekend, but the signups for which end tomorrow. So make sure if you're going to be competing in that region to get those signups in today so we can have smooth sailing going on for the rest of the week in anticipation and lead up to that Southeast Asia qualifying event. Until then, however, we're going to be going to the loser side of the top 8 bracket that we have here today, which is completely infested with heavy hitters. We have the likes of Hoji against Brian F. But before that, we are going to, of course, CJ Truth and Burkish, another 2 of my favorite players to watch here in the American scene. I can't wait to get to it, especially Burkish, being a fellow Urian player. And CJ Truth, I'm just a big fan of the rush down, so he's always willing to get in there and get in there quick.
You know, it's funny you say like shark-infested waters. They actually have like the biggest shark of them all now, by the way. Idom has been sent to losers bracket. Just to kind of refresh your memory. Mandrake taking down Idom 3-0 in the winter semifinals. Idom is now in there, ready to not upset, but crush some dreams, essentially. Pretty big deal here. But an even bigger deal right now is going to be against CJ Truth and Burkish, as it is the match to take note of right now. Cammy versus Urian. Taking a look at CJ's path prior to all this, prior to him getting into the top 8, using what he used Nikali in the winner's side of top 16, lost against Idom. Ended up using Cammy to fight off against Smug, eliminating him and securing a spot into the top 8. So we're going to see how it plays out, using Cammy once more against the likes of Burkish.
Yeah, I like Cammy in this matchup for sure. Very quick. Able to kind of combat Urian on the ground, as well as mix it up in the air with her dive kick, right? She can alter her trajectory. And just overall, I think the speed and range of her buttons really gives Urian a tough time. Oh, hitting the buffer right there off the normal and getting him punished for it.
Yeah, she gets a ton of options, especially off of her lights to kind of bait out Urian, and also if she hits meaty enough or even a counter hit, she gets to convert off of those lights pretty well. Getting a lot of damage on the board, a lot of OP, just applying constant pressure, something Urian can't really take hold of or defend against.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Burkish right there. Ended up dropping his conversion and then not getting a successful mix-up off the second mirror. This gives CJ Truth firmly in the driver's seat now. No mirror to deal with, still a hefty life lead, plenty of EX as well. And again, yeah, I love that button from Candice as well when you get in situations like this, right? It's kind of the throw bait into the throw. We've seen that develop as Street Fighter V goes on.
He's very, very smart too to even use that meter. I know he'll need like what, one opening, but thinking about how he used that spiral arrow also gets him out of the corner too, so he has more room to work with.
And he's got an EX available right now if he wants to use it. Oh, he just wakes up reaching, and Burkish is gonna teach. Nice, yes. Oh, double fireball combo thanks to the enhance. Didn't use the EX though, wants to preserve some meter with such a life lead.
And look at this stance that Burkish is taking. He's just sitting there. He's waiting. He's not gonna give any more room for CJ Truth to bully him. He's not gonna push himself to the corner yet. You have to force him there.
Indeed, man. CJ Truth slowly but surely walking down. Nice EX tackle, catching the back dash. You don't go nowhere. 1-up in our first game.
That was definitely a why not scenario. Use that EX tackle, why not? It was gonna, even if you don't use V trigger to follow through it, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Good call from Burkish.
Oh, nice. Burkish, the counter hit confirmed. Ooh, great awareness from CJ Truth right there to be ready with a DP after that V reversal whip.
Oh, big counter hit conversion. Reset, the throw, nice delayed tech.
Getting another DP was ready from CJ. Fully loaded on this resource. No, yeah, he doesn't want to go down without using it. Nice.
Jeez.
I was wondering, I was waiting for it. I was like, when is the EX headbutt gonna come? CJ Truth, we talked about, very rush down, very pressure heavy. Because of that, sometimes you're susceptible to the invincible reversals. And right there, I love Burkish waiting for the game-ending moment to bring out the first EX headbutt. Beautiful.
A ton of discipline on the side of Burkish. You know, I didn't even think about it the first time I mentioned it. The fact that he's just sitting down back as CJ Truth approaches him. It's not that he's giving up space, or it's not that he's trying to not give up space, I should say, but he's charging for the headbutt at all times, posing that threat. He's in the stance to use that EX headbutt at a moment's notice. Very, very smart from Burkish, man.
Yeah, absolutely. The headbutt, I mean, if she takes to the sky, if she tries to get on the ground, right, he'll have that ready to bust out. And now he's got the enhanced fireball as well. Ooh. You know, a lot of the players up against the Urians have been looking to jump when they get that enhanced fireball, right? It's kind of the meta, because you know he's going to want to throw it. A mind game. Right now, you have CJ Truth trying to find his way out. Sandwich between the mirrors. Ooh, and does get caught flinching.
The thinnest slices of bread. But man, it's so impactful.
Remember, sandwich is all about what's between the bread.
That's fair. As long as the bread is there, though, that's important.
Exactly. You need the bread to make it a sandwich.
Critical art incoming. You already know what it is. Nice work there. Good confirm from CJ.
Very nice. CJ bouncing back and eating out here now.
Round 2.
Getting the first round of the second game. Yes, sir.
Exactly. This is just game 2, still very early on in the set. All the matches you're going to see today are 3 out of 5. We are at top 8 of the CPT. Oh my goodness gracious, the EX. Yeah, you knew that was going to get punished heavily. I was going to say he respects afterwards, but no, he actually gets caught. Maybe holding it up, maybe just trying to walk back. I don't know. Well, if he would have blocked if he tried to walk back.
Right, yeah.
So.
I feel like there's just a little bit of time for him to actually like, maybe jump back, but maybe got caught. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
either way.
I think it was pre-jump for him.
Yeah, avoid that scenario altogether. Just jump back, right? Just get out of the way from that mirror. But Burkish still has one more left.
Oh, finally gets a successful mix-up off the mirror. Reset one more time, not biting on the stand medium punch. Good discipline.
And it was a nice and easy kind of like reset too. He didn't go for like a meaty headbutt or anything. He just went for the stand strong. To see if CJ was going to bite. EX tackle completely whiffing onto the other side.
Yeah, super impressive stand medium punch anti-air a few moments ago by Burkish, by the way. He's been making these anti-airs work. We saw earlier Mandrake actually use the crouch jab anti-air as well.
Oh yeah, for the side switch, that was beautifully done.
Well, that's one of the things about Urian, right? Is that he doesn't have an end-all be-all anti-air answer, but he does have multiple that you can use. You just gotta figure out the right situations to use them in. At this point, CJ Truth is going to sit on this life lead here. 10 seconds on the clock. He's going to make Burkish come to him. Oh, he tried to DP the EX. This will block the target combo, but no cancel. V-Trigger is not there, and the crouch medium punch seals the game for CJ Truth.
That could have been huge. Had Burkish like been in a different scenario where, you know, that whiff and he was in range to punish, he was actually dead. CJ actually could have died off of that.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Very dangerous situation to be in, especially with Cammy. You know, not the most health in the game. A Urian damage output monster. Definitely a scary spot to be in.
100% S round without a doubt. Here we go into the next game. Burkish versus CJ Truth, all tied up here in one apiece.
Ooh, trying to make a deal right there. Break that glass with a handshake. All right, this Burkish is able to get away with 2 fireballs from that range now. You know, he's gonna be a little bit wary about throwing it again. Doesn't want to get jumped in on. Ooh, there it is.
Ooh. Yo, what a fierce too. Catching the crouch strong against CJ. Yo, he's swinging with his own fierce. Man, yo, the EX headbutt comes out as well. CJ Truth, one more instance to take it down. Oh boy. Here comes the mirror. This is what I was waiting for. Burkish, what you got for the mix?
Oh man, such discipline from CJ Truth. He is really not biting on any of these walk-in, walk-backs with the mirror out there. As he shouldn't be, right? He's like, yeah, I will take a throw, even if it goes into a mirror, right? Because, yeah, he might get a combo or he might get a reset. But, again, you don't want to give him anything easy. You really want to make Burkish work for it at this point with such a life lead.
CJ playing the life lead game again. As we mentioned prior, does have V-Trigger on deck.
Yeah, this is the place he continues to find himself in, right? He's just been playing so well early on in the round. Oh, and that's exactly where you don't want to be as Urian, just forced to kind of walk down Cammy, where she gets to kind of dance around in this neutral space with her incredible walk speed, her very fast button. Like, it's tough for Urian.
Man, it's so hard to even try to dash in on a player like CJ Truth. He is so adamant about like spotting you on your dashes, on your movement, that he's gonna clip. Oh, and the whiff punish. What was that? Maybe the startup of Fierce, actually?
I believe so. The fireball to stuff the crouch medium kick, actually. And that's what Burkish is trying to do a little bit more, right? He's like, okay, these areas that I can like press my normals, Cammy's normals are just faster. So he's trying to play outside that range, get the fireball game going a little bit, force a switch up in the pace.
Yeah, not too much damage taken off that mirror.
Yeah.
Right, so that's gonna be totally fine for CJ Truth. It's gonna be a little tough for Burkish. Trying to keep Cammy contained in this corner is one of the hardest things there. With all that meter, all she needs is a normal and the activation, and it's gonna be a lot of fear after that. Oh!
One more Batista bomb. Trying to finish it off here. Poking with the normal. Oh no! But he takes a risk for a jump, gets DP, but the third card does not convert.
Activation time off that crouch fears. No Oki after that though. Yeah, he has to respect Burkish's options after that fourth though, because it wasn't quite in the corner, and the check with the low medium kick.
Very nice. And you'll see in other situations, right? Cammy's will still kind of try to approach after back throws like that, but CJ is very disciplined. He knows that he was on the magic pixel. He had no health to sacrifice in that way. So he just stays safe, stays back, but Burkish still able to clutch it out. Oh, he has so many recovery frames on the EX headbutt. Yeah, harass with that stand medium kick. Don't get anything else off of it, but it's a great neutral tool.
I like him switching it up between standing and crouching medium kick. And speaking of crouching medium kicks, into the activation, into the mirror, reset, other side, great blocks. Work for how long? Gets the throw, reset for Burkish, another throw.
Oh, and we're waking up with the buttons this time, and the V-Trigger activation into a back throw afterwards. There's CJ Truth all the room to play with here, yes, and the DP cancel for that last bit of damage. It's going to be 2-1 CJ Truth here in our first losers round match.
Nice and steady pace that CJ's been playing at, honestly. He's not panicking when it comes to these mirror situations. There were so many times where Burkish actually got a throw off a mirror, but led to very minimal damage, right? And that's a win. I feel like that's an honest win for CJ Truth to kind of deter those deadly moments for Burkish.
Exactly. You know, it takes certain setups to get big damage off a throw into a mirror. And Burkish hasn't really been in any of those scenarios to get that big damage. And CJ Truth recognizes that. So with the life lead that he's been establishing early on in rounds, he's just been willing to take the throw. And nice big jump in again. And Burkish wants to get that fireball game working, right? Because it's very hard to contest Cammy in that neutral range. One jump in just leads to a corner carry, and you're just eating damage and stun. It's a hard situation, hard life to live. Oh, this time though, this is a good look for Burkish. Still has a mirror in his back pocket as well, but sees the bomb. How are we gonna set this up? Ooh, I'm beating. Okay.
Hear me.
A little bit scrambly there, but it should be enough damage. Yes, especially with the enhanced fireball.
It's so good, man. It's so good. And you get to conserve meter after that. I don't know. Good amount of damage there from Burkish, getting the first round of game number 4.
No buffer behind that crouch medium kick at that time.
Oh, and the side switch off that slight air to air. Burkish last second decided to jump, trying to get away, it looked like.
Yeah. Great discipline from both sides right here. They're slightly walking, a lot of micro walks into blocking. Nice anti-air headbutt as well. Height allowed for the EX tackle follow-up, and now he's cornered.
Oh, he took side switch instead, but he gets it anyway to the form of Burkish throwing CJ Truth.
This is one of those situations, right, where you see the throw animation and you press go yourself to tech it, but you were still in block stun or hit stun, so you end up getting the throw successfully yourself. Nice button press right there, the crouch medium punch, rather than swinging with any tech throws.
Just dashing up in his face, no button to be had. CJ Truth, yes sir, finds the mark with the dive kick. It was only a matter of time.
I love the adjustment from CJ Truth right there. Not trying for any throw techs, not pressing lights, just pressing a crouch medium punch because he knew that Burkish has been looking for the walk back mix-ups. And now Burkish gets the EX knee DP'd as well, but the EX headbutt will respond. So even up the game a little bit.
Gets the back throw on the side switch, excuse me. Gets a lot of room to work with and bully with that standing medium kick, right? Just keep Urian at bay. Burkish is trying to calculate his way out, not in time, gets clipped by the uppercut instead, dashes into CJ's face, mirror all over the place, uppercut from CJ Truth. Oh my god.
He ended up getting some damage off that. Now we got the throw. Again, a reset here, meaty headbutt for more plus frames. Try to shake the hand, not gonna make any deals with Urian. Oh, the EX spiral arrow to go straight through the fireball. Well done from CJ Truth. It's going to be the 3rd game victory. He's going to be moving on to losers round 2 of top 8. Let me see who he's going to take on, actually. I want to see.
He's going to be fighting off against Metro M in the quarterfinals. Yes, sir.
All right, so that should be a great one. Good stuff to both of our competitors. Burkish, again, I'm always a big fan of the Urian, so I like seeing Burkish play whenever I get the chance to. And again, we talked about how he has been on the come up, right? So it's great to see him here in the top 8 for the first NA East event of the Capcom Pro Tour Online here in 2020. And of course, he's going to get another chance, right? There is, of course, 2 tournaments for the region, and we will hopefully see him back next time as well, maybe even placing higher than he was before. As I go to the back of the queue, because we got Brian F and Hoji already in the room, and that is going to be our next match.
I'm kind of curious as to how much these guys have actually played against each other, because Brian F streams almost every day, right? I'm sure he's had like some sessions with Hoji. They're very familiar with each other. Hoji's even in Brian F's chat majority of the time too.
Yeah, I have to imagine that they've played a decent amount, and I think Brian is one of those players that is really a lab monster in the sense that he likes to be aware of all the options that he's going to be coming across in tournament play. So I think he'll be a bit more prepared for Hoji's sway style of Cody than we've seen up to this point. However, I mean, it's so powerful and Hoji's so good that he can still definitely take the match. I think this can go either way for sure.
And I know that like F-Word and Logan were kind of talking about this matchup, Cody versus Balrog. It's something that I personally haven't seen too much, and they kind of mentioned it themselves as well. I'm kind of curious, what would solicit like Brian F to like switch to a character like G, for instance? Do you think like Cody would present any sort of threat to Balrog in this matchup?
I mean, I don't necessarily think so. I feel like one of the things that maybe Balrog has going for him is that a lot of his pressure strings maybe are not as susceptible to sway. I don't feel like Brian really commits to any of the special moves on block, right? That's not like a Balrog thing, right? You usually go into rush punch once you see that you actually hit them with your string. So maybe he'll get the raw reads on the raw dash punches, but I feel like that's going to take more effort from Hoji than usual than just like blowing up block strings that people aren't used to getting blown up with. So, but he is going to go to G, so we're not going to see that. This should be fun.
Yeah, I was just curious to see. Like, I feel like, I mean, if you're unfamiliar with Cody, I don't know, maybe like get some information with G as well first, or I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to call. There's it's such high stakes on the line, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think with G, it's kind of a similar thing, right? He doesn't really do many block strings into special moves on blocks. Maybe like once he gets Enhanced Fireball, and maybe Enhanced Fireball has enough active frames to blow up the sway after. I'm not sure. See, he's at level 2 Fireball. President. He'll get level 3 now.
Sir.
He's gonna start the Fireball again before banning it well with a Whirlwind. However, a big jump from Hoji gonna take him down to level 2 President and back down to level 1.
Dang, that was quick. Yes, sir. Use that V-Reverse to get yourself out of harm's way. After this EX Zong Knuckle, that's gonna be what? You're gonna be stuck in jail.
Of course, that V-Trigger is so valued from G players, though, right?
Oh,
He's already making.
batter up. Here comes Hoji with the pipe.
Oh yeah. Level 2 President as well. Again, still a bit far away from that V-Trigger for Brian F.
Uh-oh. The Rock says, okay. Great blocks from Brian F. Backing away. The Rock again. Zong Knuckle, get off me. Great use of the V-meter so far. Has enough to get at least one more bar.
Yeah, it's gonna be real close for sure. He's trying for the big swings, right? He needs that crush counter to get that V-bar back up, but he might not even be concerned with that at this point. He does have critical art on deck, so one big hit could spell the end of the round for Hoji.
Oh, what? The target combo in the air? I like the blocks from Brian F. Again, another view reversal. He's adamant about not suffering. Well, you know, the lights kind of do it for him as he dashes into it. I was going to say, he's very adamant about not taking pressure after Zonk Knuckle, which is great. But at the same time, Hoji's going to take that because it's like, if G is in V-Trigger, he has higher chances to rob you.
Exactly, right? So if you're gonna delete that V-Trigger as an option from the game, you're gonna feel okay about that, even when your plus frames are getting V-Reverse. So nice way to blow up that V-skill as well. Zong follow up on the Whirlwind, closing the distance in an instant right there. Of course, with Zong buffed as well.
Oh yeah, get out of my skies. I like that anti-air. It's just so cool looking. Honestly, just a simple uppercut. It's like, yeah, Street Fighter. Here comes the pipe. Nothing. Oh, I like that. He just stared him in the eyes. He's like, come at me with all you got, brother.
Oh, the sway on the V-Reversal, and that's one of the things. And Brian getting 2 V-Reversal happy right there. Hoji has that option in his pocket to counter it.
My man deadlocked him in the eyes. Oh, the sway. How, sway? How? Oh,
and that's something I definitely forgot about when we were first talking about like G versus Cody and the sway interactions, is that of course G and V-Trigger has that option to special cancel and to special cancel, which a lot of Gs love to do, and just completely blown up by Hoji right there. Wow.
Yeah, you know, the sickest thing is after Hoji's set up into the Rock says from the top ropes, he could get the command grab. You know, we've seen him do that setup. Okay.
Wow. Hoji's picking.
Go ahead.
I would say he's picking all the right buttons here, but Brian finally responding. Has full V-Trigger on deck as well. He's going to go for a setup here. Wow, wake up with a bad stand.
Yes, sir. Use that V-Reversal. You already know. The Rock says, oh, my legs.
Ooh, protect their legs more. Got the shin guards under those boots, G, perhaps.
Listen, where do you think Cody keeps all the blocks, man?
Oh, wow. And the sneakers?
Yeah,
That's
man.
a beast.
Oh, no.
Yeah, with the V-Trigger pipe, that's going to be enough damage. Hoji taking the first round. A very close start to game 2.
Who gave this man a pipe? Who gave this man a pipe? The streets did, actually.
Get this man a pipe.
Get this man a pipe. Tough situation with Brian F. V-Reversal's out. Yes, sir. Bad spray once again, but it's not a counter hit.
Yes, no follow-up. Oh, crush counter that time with the stand fierce. Got him in the sky, but Brian, he's an experienced G player. He knows all the conversions at this point. Gets the stun as well. Level 2 President, level 3 President.
Is he gonna command grab? Hoji jumped the last time. Ooh, okay, yeah, nice check off the jab. Here comes Hoji, command grab, whip completely. Brian F knew it. He backdashed to safety. I like that trade.
I couldn't believe the crouch medium punch actually whiffed from Brian F on the punish attempt. Oh, a little bit of spike right there made the anti-air very difficult.
Ooh.
Level 2 president, he does have a slightly enhanced fireball. He throws it. Woo. Dangerous situation, but he's able to recover in time before the jump in. Oh, not that time though. Sweet chin music to the sky. The command grab. Oh, to the moon you go. Hoji up 2-0 now. That home run swing from Cody, dude.
My man, literally, animation-wise, grabs you by the hips and just tosses you. He just tosses you. One of the strongest characters in Street Fighter lore.
I was gonna
one
say,
of the biggest characters.
if you have the strength to just a baby toss people like that, to hit them with a, you know that pipe's gonna hurt. They're going to the moon for sure.
Oh. All right, so we do get the possible potential character switch from Brian F. as we have been booted to the back of the queue. I'm gonna just go ahead and actually fight Brian F. I'm totally kidding.
You're gonna show him your Cody. You're gonna try and seal the set for Hoji.
No way. I'd rather sign up for the Asia region for a CPT instead, actually, as we could do that right now. Again, signups are closing tonight for the Asia Southeast 1. Be sure to do so. If you guys are tuning in from overseas, first of all, we thank you. Second of all, you gotta sign up. Today is the last day for the Asia Southeast #1. Be sure to check that out as we continue with Brian F. with Hoji. It's getting pretty good.
When I was saying that signups close tomorrow, I mean like midnight. It's technically tomorrow, so please sign up today if you're in those regions that are looking to compete.
Yeah, we just want to see more and more games. Honestly, I just want to see what's going to come out of the Asia region, especially with everybody in lockdown. I want to see how many more people are online, taking to the streets. And we also have the South America block, the Europe block to go.
Yeah, we actually don't see a character switch here, right? We maybe speculated that he would go to Balrog because we were going back to character select, but maybe he's taking a breather, wants to reset himself, and he goes back in with the G.
Interesting, very interesting. Big jumping. Hoji's been very consistent in calling these fireballs out. Majority of the time, I'm telling you, he's reacting to these fireballs.
Wow, yeah, the kick special just keeping him locked in the corner here. Oh, once again with it. Huge start from Hoji. I mean, everything has worked out. Every single jump in, the backdash to bait the throw afterwards, and then the meaty right there into the EX zonk. Literally a perfect round for Hoji, and now he's on set point.
He's so good. Rinch, he's so good right now. He's on fire.
Yeah. Now he's gonna be throwing flaming rocks at you. Is it gonna be the shoes are gonna be lit aflame?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh,
Dang, he puts the hell out of that V skill.
yeah. Every time he tries to V-skill a whirlwind, he just has an EX zonk to punish the recovery of it.
Here comes Brian F now with all the momentum on his side, but he's gonna back away a little bit. It's gonna be a huge deterrent as he's not in presidential mode. No presidentiality levels, I should say specifically, just in case Coach David calls me out on making up names.
He is always level 1 president, to be fair.
That's fair. That is fair.
Oh, EX, yeah, that means it's time to guess. Nice, just goes with the continuous meteorite. We don't see any sways coming out from Hoji here. Just another successful jump in and another W on the board. Hoji taking it 3-0 over Brian F and is going to proceed to the second round of our losers bracket, where he is rewarded with facing the champ himself, Idomination.
That's actually insane. It's actually ridiculous. This is the first time we've really seen Cody get this far into a CPT event, man. Quarantine really changes people, honestly. Being locked down like this, a lot of time to practice. And, you know, all jokes aside, Hoji is definitely one of those up-and-comers that have just been consistently grinding it out. Again, showing up to as many FGC streams as possible, really studying the game. Again, Brian F., also a student of the game as well, streaming every single day. But Hoji, man, coming out the woodwork, impressing everybody with his Cody, facing off against Idom in the quarterfinals. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic, yo.
Yeah, I want to ask Brian, like, how bad is that matchup for Balrog, right? Because, I mean, those first two games were rough, and he didn't even want to try Balrog. So I have to imagine they've played that matchup quite a bit, I'm sure, and he knows that it's pretty futile to bring that character out. But, I mean, Hoji has just been really the talk of the town, probably the person I've been looking forward to watching the most here for the NA East region. So I'm glad he's progressing in the top 8. He's going to be in our second round of top 8 facing Idom in a little bit. But of course, we have our other losers quarterfinals match to go with as well, which I believe is the Metro M and CJ Truth. And if you're just joining us, our winners finals is DR Mandrake versus El Chacote. So it should be a good one.
Mandrake. Very, very excited to see. So overall, the representation of characters have been pretty diverse, right? You have a Urian Mika in winners finals. You have a Vega Cammy first half of quarterfinals. Then you have a Laura / Poison versus a Cody. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. I'm really ecstatic about that. I like that
for sure. There's a, there's been memes where it's like, the lands of Rashid and Cody and stuff like that, or not Rashid and Cody, Rashid and Karen, which is what I meant. But it's great to see character versatility, character diversity in top 8s. I always like seeing top 8s that have 8 people that are the best at their characters. That's always something super sick to see in any fighting game. But we are going to get our losers quarterfinals started right after a quick break. So please don't go anywhere right here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We'll be right back.
In order to gain the upper hand in a match, one must understand how the neutral works in their respective fighting game. But what is neutral? Short for neutral game, neutral is the situation where both players are neither attacking or defending, so no player has the advantage over the other. In neutral, the objective is simple. Try to get your character in a position to apply pressure or try to achieve their most beneficial situation as soon as possible. You need to take advantage of things like your character's normal attacks, walk speed and dashes, and certain special attacks to help you gain control while simultaneously ensuring that the opponent doesn't try to use their tools against you. Be warned though, in Street Fighter V, there are a number of moves that can bypass the neutral game. Moves that can travel a fair distance that are pretty fast, or moves that preoccupy a very important space to distract the opponent and limit their options. Neutral is different in every fighting game. Some games have incredibly fast neutral, whilst other games have a relatively slow neutral. Your spacing and situational awareness will play a key part in playing the neutral game. As the game's meta grows and develops, so should your understanding of the neutral. In high-level Street Fighter, whiff punishing is something you see quite often and is something you learn to have a deeper appreciation for the more you watch the competitive side of the game. But before I elaborate on what whiff punishing is, allow me to explain what whiffing actually means in fighting games. A whiff is basically a move that completely misses the opponent, sometimes with the intention to bait the opponent. This information is standard. Now if your move completely whiffs and your opponent clips that move with their own attack, then this is classed as a whiff punish.
A wave is coming.
You mainly see this happen with grounded normal attacks, but whiff punishing doesn't only apply to normal attacks. You can whiff punish quite a few special attacks as well. Whiff punishing requires great situational awareness, things like spacing, good reactions, and anticipation. These are some of the things involved when whiff punishing. A lot of moves can be whiff punished. Some are harder to punish than others, but moves that have a long recovery period are generally easier to whiff punish, but they still take a bit of practice. You need to have a very deep understanding of your character's toolset, whether it be normal attacks or special attacks, and to find out what attacks you should be looking to whiff punish with, so that you can maximize the damage from the whiff punish, as well as create a situation which is conducive to the character. Whiff punishing isn't something which is learnt overnight. It will take a while to see some results, so head into the training room and get practicing.
Welcome back once again to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. I am Ringe. I'm along with the Vicious for this top 8 for the NA East CPT 2020. Thank you all for joining us so far today. Of course, signups for the Southeast Asia regional event are ending today. By midnight tonight, they're going to be locked out and set. So please be sure to sign up if you're from that region. Thank you all for tuning in, whether you're in America, overseas, wherever you have you. We are trying to band together once again to watch some CPT on the weekend, right? Because of this weird quarantine time that we're in, we don't get to do it offline, but we're still doing it online. I'm glad everybody's here to join us, and we've had some phenomenal matches so far. We are at winners finals, but before we get to winners finals, you already know how we get down. You see DR Mandrake and Chaco are going to be battling out up there to see who gets in grand finals. But before we get there, as I mentioned, we're going to go to Metro M and CJ Truth, and following that, we'll be doing Idom, the defending Capcom Cup champion, the man at the gate. Mandrake almost, he's right there next to him at this point, right? He's the person that kind of got that first pass, but of course you got to get Idom all the way out of the tournament before you can really hope to get past those gates. And he's going to be taking on Hoji, who we saw have a dominant performance in his previous round match.
Yeah, in the meantime, we are going to have Metro M and CJ Truth queuing up against each other as we speak. But man, before the matchup happens, Idom versus Hoji, and the way Hoji surpassed Brian F in the losers round 1, man, I'm pretty ecstatic. Riding that momentum, the way Hoji's been playing, I'm kind of curious to see how Cody takes on Poison or maybe even Laura. I'm just curious about the character in general, because that's a character that we haven't seen in the CPT.
Yeah, I'm curious to see Vicious's jury going to be going up against CJ Truth's Cammy right now.
Absolutely. I'm down.
So they are going to be getting the match started now. Again, it's going to be Metro M's Vega, who has been putting on a great show, right? Even in his match earlier, lost, but no slouch whatsoever up against Chacote. Actually forced that game 5, almost forced the final round. So very good showing from him so far. And yeah, CJ Truth, I've been impressed with his play ever since we saw him this weekend. So I can't wait to see how he combats this Vega again. The question on my mind anytime anybody faces Metro M is how much Vega experience do they have, and how much is that going to matter, right? Are they going to be able to force their own offensive game plan and really just put Vega on the defensive where he's not that great? And even then, we've seen Metro M really come out with some unorthodox defensive strategies with Vega to get him out of certain situations that really lead to successful turn stealing. However, I'm not sure if he's going to have that luxury up against CJ Truth, who is just relentless with that Cammy offensive game. But we are getting into it now. Again, thank you all for joining us here on Capcom Fighters. We are whittling it down, trying to see who qualifies for Capcom Cup. Remember, we are going to get a new participant here today, whether or not Idom wins.
That is big facts here. We got CJ Truth again, Metro M. We'll see what happens. Already trying to close the gap with the jump in. You see the buffer normal there from Cammy. Crouch strong. You already know there's a drill behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Checking the comedians as well. Yes, and the forward fierce connects there from Metro. No anti-airs. That's still tough, right? You don't even want to try to necessarily anti-air against the likes of Cammy with a normal, for that matter, because she can just change it up with the dive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's what we saw kind of exploited a lot up against Chacote, was the fact that he could just jump and change his trajectory with the splash. Of course, Cammy has that same luxury. She can change her trajectory with a dive kick. And the anti-air game for Vega is definitely not... I mean, it's barely mediocre, really.
I will confidently say it's not up to par with the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just a slight poke. I thought it was going to convert to a lot more. We did see the counter hit, but either way, nice tech there from Metro M. Still having a slight life lead and trying to dictate the pace with the spacing in claw stance. Oh,
nice air to air. Yeah, that's what you see really used as an anti-air answer for Vega, right? Is those air to air attempts, whether it be neutral jumps, whether it be back jumps.
You know, Nemo used to do that all the time. When he first played Vega, he would use neutral jump medium kick because it's so far reaching.
Yeah. I still think that's one of Vega's best answers when it comes to characters taking to the skies, and I think Cammy is gonna have a little bit of a difficult time trying to slug it out on the ground with Vega, right? Because of the claw, her lower health as well. Wow, so ready for that neutral jump. They just DP'd as soon as he landed. That's very impressive from CJ Truth.
And it's kind of funny. Metro M literally went to the skies with neutral jump medium kick and got blown up for it. My bad, yo. That was my fault.
And this is what I was talking about, right? Vega is just going to be kind of pestering with these light claw attacks, go into the swipe when Cammy gets too close. It's a good plan. And there's the action neutral jump medium kick working out all the way into a critical art as well afterwards.
Do you see how much you get off of that air-to-air, just the mix-up potential afterwards? Great call there from Metro and spending the cash early. Big time damage, 60 seconds left on the clock with a giant life lead at that. Swiping away again, swiping right.
Oh, the fierce into the activation. This is a big window of opportunity for CJ Truth.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Once he starts swiping right, he's interested in engaging. I'm telling you. Kind of closing the gap mad quick against CJ Truth. He's like, now's the time to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, great stuff. And again, we talked about it, right? At the very beginning is that the ground game for Cammy, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, right? Like when she's going to be trying to slug it out and whatnot, she's going to run into these claws and she doesn't have the health to really combat that effectively. So he's got to be real careful about the spots he picks and about how he approaches in general.
We go into the next game. Metro M starting to... Oh, okay. The slide, you know, I mean, Vega players got to do it sometimes, you know. They just got to slide sometimes.
I feel you. As a Zeku player, I'm down to slide, you know. It's just how it is. We'll switch sides on him, okay? Again, really valuing the screen space, right? Doesn't want to give Cammy room to use that walk speed of hers. That's so good.
I'm liking the pace that Metro has been setting up. It's really starting to get to CJ's nerves just a little bit, right? He's trying to slowly inch his way forward, but once he does, he sends him back to square one. Izuna drop. Get yourself out of the corner, big fella.
Yeah, just goes with the jump over. Not meaty enough to present any mix-up opportunity, but still gets himself out. However, CJ Truth, a lot of screen real estate to deal with, but a missed attempt on the dive kick right there. That's why you saw that whiff jump normal. Oh, that last bit of V-trigger on the dive kick gets snuffed out by the air. Once again, Metro M is playing his game. Another air into the command grab. Izuna drop.
Metro is playing out of his mind right now. He's calling all the right things. You know that last instance right when the trigger was about to run down from Cammy? He preemptively neutral jumped. He had that read.
Yeah, he's playing tremendous active defense right now, right? It's not the defense where you just kind of sit there and be a wall. You're pressing a lot of buttons. You're cutting off the screen before the character wants to, or before the character can get into those positions they want to be in.
It's actually ridiculous. He's creating the scrambles in his favor, especially when he's out of claw stance. He's the sauce of the spaghetti. I'm telling you, he's been reading and really kind of dictate what CJ Truth wants to do on offense. Absolutely top-notch here from Metro M.
I will say that was a beautiful whiff punish from CJ. However, he is in the corner now.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more. No, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so despite that, a lot of great life cash out on that throw as well. Metro M full CA on deck. EX, okay. So maybe testing CJ a little bit, seeing how he's going to react to it.
Oh, okay. Big fishins there with the with the slide. I'd imagine he could have tried to. I don't even know if he had V-trigger at that moment.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know, by the time when we saw it and we were gonna be like, oh, could he V-trigger cancel? Like, he had it because he had taken damage, right? I wasn't really sure either on the slide if he had it or not. I do not recall.
I feel like he got it once he got hit, to be honest.
Another great air-to-air. Neutral jumps working out tremendously. It's also a good way to shut down the fact that Cammy can land at different timings because of her dive kick. If she pauses in the air like that, a neutral jump will stuff it. But I mean, then you can just stay on the ground and DP it as CJ Truth just did.
It's gonna be a lot less reads coming from Metro M if you see CJ Truth sniping you out like that.
Yeah, exactly right. That's why I think that last neutral jump he did was from a little bit farther than he's been doing them. Nice anti-air crush counter roundhouse.
The versatility on this man Metro really showing the Vega tech here. Dash up, a man grab, EX at that. Do it again. Oh,
He didn't try. Okay. That kick successful. Spins the last bit of V-trigger on that spiral arrow. Cancels the slide this time.
hooligan.
Using the V-skill to get out.
Over the head. That still works, baby.
Most definitely dropping the heel of the boot directly on the crown of Cammy's head. And I love seeing stuff like that, right? The moves that aren't used a lot until the very end of the round to seal the victory entirely. That's what I'm talking about right there. So we see that coming out from Metro this time in the form of the overhead, not really using it as a harassment tool until it's going to win him a game. Beautiful stuff. Ooh, and we are going to the character select, perhaps.
Ooh, wait, hold on. I'm waiting. Wait, should I do it now?
I
Okay.
gotta get to the back.
Back
Well,
at
I mean, I'm in line, so I definitely gotta get to the back.
Secret boss Alex Valle. Wait a minute.
Bye.
All right, so we're going into the next game. We do have Metro M in the lead as right now. I think what it's one game straight up against CJ Truth.
Bro, that Ryu's only level 32. Young Vi would be ashamed of old Vi. How dare you? Now, but Vi plays a ton of characters in this game,
Shades of Valle's past, all coming together.
including the Kage.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt. Blanca-chan somewhere in there for no reason.
Yep, yeah. Oh man, when Vi was first on that Blanca, that was so funny. But again, you know, Blanca-chan, one of my favorite costumes in the game. You actually can design a costume yourself at home. You can turn in. You saw a little ad real quick. It's gonna be the first time a fan-made costume is gonna be entered into Street Fighter V proper. Of course, up until now, we've only got the Capcom winners getting their custom costumes. So if you're a talented artist out there, if you're looking to get your costume into Street Fighter V, please design one and submit it. It'd be dope to see. Oh, he actually switches to Nakali, huh? And of course, we got the V skill too, able to put that projectile on the ground.
Yeah, so I might have misspoke just a little bit. Metro is indeed up 2 games. Just went by a lot quicker than I remember.
Oh yeah, this is definitely 2-0 right now.
So the Nakali switch and the V skill 2 coming from Nakali, where he gets to pretty much spit up a projectile. Yeah, a slow creeping projectile.
And I think that's great in this situation, right, where a lot of the ground game comes from these micro walks and then these big buttons. However, I mean, already Metro M maneuvering around it. Impressive play. Cool, all right.
Another meaty. In threat of the command grab while in this corner as well. Did decide to jump out. He saw it. Sky high claw. Not okay.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't even have to block the V-trigger follow-up either, but this is a funky situation. I mean, it was hard to be ready for the whiff. Oh, he does get that cross-up. He's been sneaking it in. Is he actually going to bring this round back here? He does! The dash and crouch medium kick. And what a round that was. It looked all CJ Truth until the end, and now Metro M is on set point.
He was trying to go down swinging. Even though CJ Truth was just trying to back up, he chased him down with little life. That could have been any sort of normal buffered into a special move on the side of CJ, but still Metro came out on top and is looking to do so again. CJ Truth trying to find his opening from the air mostly, and then as soon as he gets time to set up any sort of V skill, Metro stuffs him out of it.
And Metro's found his answer to the grounded projectile as well. Because anytime he does it from a certain range, he's able to poke back with the claw normal. Nice, stunned up though. Whoa. Just stared at him for a second, ended up getting the back throw.
Into the...
I was gonna say, that's usually what players do when there's an execution error, right? You usually just mash out throw if you see what you actually wanted to do doesn't come out.
He was looking at him dead in the eyes. He was like, fight me like a man. Put your claw down. Fight me like a man. In a minute, he's about to tell him to wipe himself off. He's bleeding. Here we go. Again, Metro's trying to slowly push CJ Truth into this corner. And is within range again to check the V skill. I think that's primarily his mission here against CJ Truth. And the jumps, yes sir, getting stuffed out completely. Nice work. Oh, the trade-off. He gets stun animation even though it trades off.
Mm-hmm.
Or the crumple, I should say.
Yeah, that's why Metro has been trying to use, like the higher hitting claw normals, right? So he doesn't actually trade with that. And again, just shutting down the neutral game. You have raw activation this time from CJ Truth. He wants those enhanced dashes, the speed of the character a little bit quicker. Oh, great DP, and that's been a hallmark of CJ's game throughout the weekend, right? Any type of air and jumps, they just been getting DP'd.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. Even if he didn't die off of that, Critical Art was behind it 100%. Metro taking it, speaking of 100%, 3-0 over CJ. And it's funny, one of the biggest trademarks that CJ has is being able to anti-air and react very, very quickly. But Metro just kept it nice and easy on the ground game. Nothing too extravagant, no sudden movements, just nice and easy with the normals. It's been very, very basic with Metro M, and he did very well in defending against the likes of CJ Truth. Again, you preface this with saying that CJ really likes to get in there. Very, very offensive player. But Metro M's patience and defense, active defense, was top-notch today and allowed him to become the better player in today's CPT.
Yeah, I think CJ, he's really strong at getting in there, rush down style offense, but I think his character choice with Cammy and Akali, I think that fits the style even more, right? He's very active and very fast on the ground, but when you run into a character like Vega, whose normals are not that slow and who slightly outranges yours, that's when that game plan kind of goes belly up and you have to start adjusting and making a switch up on your style. And I think the Akali choice was an interesting idea. I just ended up not working out for him. So that's unfortunate, but CJ Truth, always a top-level competitor, right? We've seen him in countless top 8s when it comes to Street Fighter V and the Capcom Pro Tour, so hopefully we see him back in NA East too, and we get to see Metro M continue to move on and really show the world what Vega is capable of.
And now we have Idom queuing up against Hoji, both being kept by both of us. I actually just switched down to the line, and so did Valle as well. All right, now we're going to get into it. We have Idom versus Hoji. This is going to be the match to really look out for. I'm telling you, man. Up-and-comer Hoji versus Idom. Now, I specifically use the words up-and-comer Hoji because I personally haven't seen him at like offline CPT events enough. Okay? But I'm very much so aware of who he is, very familiar with him, as he's visited almost every Street Fighter stream on the planet. I'm not even exaggerating. This guy is everywhere, always studying the game, right? We have two very, very high-end scholars of the game is what I'm going to say. Idom versus Hoji is going to be quite the spectacle.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we talk about Idom, I love bringing up what Brian F. talked about in his pre-show interview yesterday, and he said he hasn't met anyone in the FGC that just loves playing sets as much as Idom, right? And whenever we see players like that in the fighting game community, they're always super successful. Sonic Fox is another player like that just constantly wants to grind it out. They're like Saiyans, right? The higher level players they play, the stronger they get. And so Idom is just another one of those guys that really wants to play constantly and play against the toughest competition possible. And Hoji can definitely bring that, as you can see already starting off very well.
And it's funny, the chat actually mentioned, Idom is Hoji's demon. I feel like Idom is everybody's demon, to be honest with you.
He is the champ at the moment. Everybody's default the champ.
Exactly.
But we'll see if Hoji can overcome that. He does get hit from long distance with a whip, but too far to make anything else happen. Cross under is successful. With a Molotov on him, the burning hurts.
It definitely feels like burning. Ooh, the Zonk knuckle into V-Trigger 1. Now he got the knife out.
Ooh, put that whip away. I guess we see why the knife has come out already.
Yo, we actually have a final fight scenario going on. That's actually ridiculous. My man took the knife and threw it. This is so cool. This is actually so cool.
Yeah, I do really love Cody in this game, so I'm glad Hoji is going off. Ooh, the sway. Again, he's going to be able to blow up a lot of those whip block strings as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even consider that. If he's still 2 is going to get him out of a lot of pressure.
Oh, the shank anti-air. Okay.
Extra range on those normals, baby.
Nice. Now plus frames here. Yeah, just has to respect it. You reversal that time from Idom. Interesting. Ooh, does catch the knife though. He just saw that the V-Trigger was about to run out, so he's going to want to get rid of the knife and then stuffs the forward dash with the light kick.
Very, very interesting. Now, I'm really curious as to what V-Trigger 1 provides in this matchup more so than what V-Trigger 2 can, right? I mean, I see like you could actually chip away. Dang, that crouch fierce. You can chip away a lot more with like the knife out, but at the same time, you have a command grab with the pipe, you know? We'll talk about that another time, actually. Idom is trying to bust some ass here in the corner.
Oh, Iceberg Slim.
That's a really good name.
Bust out the knife as well. Oh, okay, V reversal. He wasn't ready for the sway at that point. Oh, tried to throw. And getting blown up for it. Nice, here we go. Slide on down. Oh, meaty slightly missed time there.
I'm gonna say that was an intentional frame kill. I'm kidding. That's not true. That's not true. Anti-air, you know.
Yes, take throw, beautiful from Idom. He hadn't really been going for that option off the plus EX whip, right? A lot of the time he had just been going with consistent frame traps, but this time he goes with a tick throw, switching it up as champs do, and now we got 1-0 to Idom. Starting off looking as demonic as ever for Hoji.
All right, so I'm gonna be sure. I know. I feel like yes, sir. The trigger is gonna be switched. After what we talked about, it wasn't getting a lot of mileage from V Trigger 1 initially. That's how I knew I was gonna queue myself into the back of the line. But no, honestly, I see what V Trigger can do, but I still think, and I stand by this, that V Trigger 2 outshines it like 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked in the very first round where he was able to like throw the knife right when she gets like the whip stands going from that range. I think that's a good answer. But in general, if you're looking for like extended range over an extended period of time, I think the pipe is probably the better answer. I mean, I'm not a Cody player, but that's what I theorize at least.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see if he goes to the pipe and how it fares up against Idom's poison.
I mean, the projectile game is pretty good on it. I mean, you do have like a startup, but the thing is, when you throw up the rock, it's active all the way through. So the projectile game is there. Your range is there. You have the command grab off. You have tremendous Oki off of like some of your combo routes that lead into rock or something into a command grab. You know what I'm saying? Like the mix-ups are pretty much endless with V Trigger 2. So I'm just, I don't know, maybe we're gonna see a different side of Hoji here. Oh yeah, stay out of there.
Yeah, man, he gets the anti-air knockdown, right? It's gonna allow him to start until he gets crush counter. Nice.
I like that answer. Looking like Family Feud out here. Good answer. Good answer.
You just hear the like right there. Yeah, there it is. All right, Idom going up again. First round in game 2.
Cody says tornado throw.
Yeah.
That's rough out here, man.
Steve Harvey just looks at you. Tornado throw.
Tornado throw.
Ooh, got caught reaching, but no teaching on the side from Hoji, unfortunately. And the big crush counter sweep. Oh, cartwheels. Oh, cartwheels. We bring it on out here.
I can't believe it. Olympic gymnast poison. Showing off. Showing that footwork. Again. How many iceberg slims is that?
I tell you, it's cold in here. There must be some poison in the atmosphere. Oh, and then blows up the V reversal. Again, whip states. And Hoji does have the V trigger available here, right? But he's at such a life deficit and only has that 1 pixel of health left that, I mean, he wants to make sure he activates it in a big way because he needs something huge to come back in this match.
Oh, nice.
Like kick.
Idom just threatening over and over and over again with that medium whip. It's just so hard to even try to get past. Like, even if you call him out, like, say you jump, you gain a little bit of estate left, she's still able to back up and hit you again. This cat and mouse game is really starting to get to Hoji. You can see it. You can clearly see it.
Yeah, most definitely. You can tell, even from the beginning, right? Just trying the knife definitely has lent itself to struggles against Idom in the past, right? He's looking for an answer. He goes back to the tried and true here, but still struggling to find one.
Listen, out of 100 people answering that survey, sometimes you get the answer wrong.
Yeah. True. Plus frame. Oh, but Idom checks anyway.
Man, this is looking so clean right now for Hoji. Just the way he's keeping Idom contained, accumulating that great life, but, you know, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, it's real unfortunate. EX Zone getting blown up. You eat a lot of health for it, but hey. Turning around here, gonna set up the rock.
The rock says, know your role and shut your mouth. Right on the dome. Damn, what a setup. He just ate rocks. Eat rocks, kid. I don't know, man. What happened?
The SmackDown Hotel.
Yeah, dude. On the corner of Jabroni Street.
Oh. Trying for the whip. Wow, both players actually dashing in. The Tider playing at this long range. Wanna make something happen. Hoji gets a big jump in, but a little bit too far to follow up with a crouch medium punch.
Back to his cat and mouse game. Yeah, the jump ins, he's finding the timing right, but just can't convert off of it. It's too far.
Yeah. You can see he even hesitated a little bit at that moment to try to get that sweep in. He's like, what can actually connect from this distance? Big command grab.
Winging, do it again. Ah.
He tried to take another rock out of his pocket right there. The jump is going to put a stop to that. Oh, Iceberg Slim.
Oh, no.
You know, my man Idom, the champ, is ready to teach anybody at any given notice right there.
To be fair, that's kind of cheating, man. That's out of the position, like, you're, what, +2 or something?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, sometimes you're bound to tech, and a pretender just comes out and is just like, you know what? I knew you were going to tech that. I use EX anyway. I'll be just fine.
Reversal this time, EX Zonk as well. Try to apply some pressure, but man, the way Idom picks his reversal buttons, right? We talk a lot about it with his lore. His lore always just seems to have the perfect timing on the reversal buttons. You see that skill translates to poison as well.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Oh!
He's an Obare master.
Do you see how intentional that was? That meeting? Oh, yeah, nice and easy. The reactions from Idom. For some reason, through Discord, it sounded exactly like that same soundbite. In terms of, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
All right, so that's gonna be 3-0 to iDomination. He's gonna be moving on to loser semifinals, where he's gonna be taking on the likes of Metro M with that Vega. Incredible stuff from our champion, of course. I'm a big fan of Hoji. As the chat mentioned, going into that match, it seems like Hoji has a lot of problems with Idom, as does everybody. And then we see Hoji fall to him once again. I'm definitely hoping, praying, and wishing to see him back in NA East too, because he's one of my favorite players to watch right now. I love seeing that Cody. I love seeing how he just puts everybody on notice with how they try to autopilot against that character, and he just blows it up entirely. And of course, you don't really have to worry about autopilot when it comes to the champ though, right? He's too high of a level for anything like that. That's why we're going to see him move on to loser semis to face that Vega that's been quite entertaining himself. But before we get to any and all matches going forward, you can take a look at the bracket. We got Mandrake going up against Chacote in winners finals. Again, all your matches are going to be best of 5 as well, and they're going to be competing for that grand final spot to await the losers, or excuse me, the winners of the loser semifinals at Metro M and Idom, and whoever wins that losers finals will eventually get to the grand finals. Y'all know how this goes down. Of course, this is the top 8 for the first NA East regional event, and if you're in Southeast Asia or anything like that, the sign-ups actually in for that region tonight, so please sign up today so we can get that tournament going next weekend flawlessly, and everybody can just start getting those brackets together to go smoothly. But until then, we are going to take a quick break before getting to our losers quarterfinal matches, or excuse me, our losers semifinals matches and our winners finals match. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters.
Blocking is very important when it comes to Street Fighter V. As your character is put in a defensive state, which softens the damage done by the opponent. There are 2 ways that you normally block in fighting games. The first way is the crouch block, which is how the vast majority of players block, as it covers mid attacks and low attacks. Now the other way you can block is by doing the stand block. Stand block also covers mid attacks, but more importantly, you block aerial attacks, high attacks, and overheads. As stated before, blocking plays a massive part in Street Fighter V, but there are a multitude of ways to bypass blocking in this game, which I will shed light on in the future.
You have to train body more. Better run faster or get out of my way. I'll crush you.
I mentioned previously that throws are powerful in Street Fighter V, and that they are commonly used.
I architect tank!
Well, command throws, or command grabs, are quite different from your regular throws, as they are the next tier up in terms of potency, and they require a directional input to be performed. Command throws fall under the category of a motion special attack. The reason for them being so prevalent is for a number of reasons. Some do more damage than others, and some inflict an enormous amount of stun. But more importantly, they allow the attacker to keep up the momentum or close out the round.
KO.
Now, unlike regular throws, command throws cannot be broken. So the best way to avoid them is by backdashing, going for a jump, or using special moves that have specific properties to counter them. Command grabs are pretty quick in Street Fighter V, with the exception of one or two being incredibly slow, as they give the character at hand an extra offensive option. But do keep in mind that not every character has one, so be on the lookout for those who have that command throw option.
Welcome back to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. I am Ringe. I am joined by Vicious on the mic as well. We are here for the North America East event for the Capcom Pro Tour 2020, and we have gone pretty far now here in top 8. We have arrived at winners finals as well as losers semifinals. But you know how things go around here on the FGC block. We always take care of winners finals first. That's going to be DR Mandrake going up against El Chacote in our winners finals. Again, DR Mandrake being the one that actually defeated Idom, the favorite coming into this tournament, the gatekeeper, the Capcom Cup champion himself. But you can see Idom is not going down quietly into the night. He's going to be facing Metro M in loser semifinals to try to get back to that spot in grand finals and take the W for himself. And in the case that that does happen, the second place will be the person who qualifies for Capcom Cup proper. But we are getting our winners finals started in moments. I believe both of the players have already readied up and the match is beginning to load. So it's going to be Mandrake on the Urian going up against the Rainbow Mika for El Chacote, of course.
That is correct. I was taking a look at Mandrake's record right now as to how he got into winners finals in the first place. Man, he had quite the route. He had to take down Zack in a box, he had to take down Rob TV, and in top 16, he had to take out Burkish. Right, he's undefeated. That is, yeah, quite a hefty bracket, dude.
An impressive line of bodies for sure that he's had to go through.
Yeah, yeah. And Chakotay, no slouch either. Took down Densetsu, had to take down Shine as well, and Child 233. And next for him, as a matter of fact.
They've both done a lot of heavy lifting to get to this point again. This is winners finals. Winner of this will be one match away from qualifying to Capcom Cup. Batista bomb back to the side again, cutting off that screen advantage. Forward throw, cutting it off even further. Wow, yeah, that was so low on that knee. That knee strike, you did not want to press anything. And a quick punish on the Peach. Fortunately, ended up being a drop from Chakotay, and that's going to cost him the match.
Very, very rare drops are from Chakotay, man. You rarely ever get to see him do something like that, because once he gets started, like he's practiced these scenarios time and time again. Once he gets started and gets that opening, it's usually lights out. But man,
ooh, that's what I love to see right there. The stand heavy kick anti-air from Urian.
it's so good looking.
It is. I legitimately. Oh, EX Tackle is going to avoid the jump in at least, right? So he's going to back on up. Yeah, he wanted to look for that space to use that enhanced fireball. However, a check on the dash, and now the EX Brimstone. Hot.
Checking him with the normals instead to see if he's going to flinch for any sort of command grab, right? Oh, it doesn't matter. Free flight miles now. Ooh, not that good.
Oh my goodness. Still anybody's game here. V reversal for the stunner. Oh, wakes up with the EX headbutt again. No fear being shown. Meaty tries for the V reversal once more. This time it's blocked. Mirror is still on deck for Mandrake, and of course the EX attack will cancel into it. Of course. Taking the first game, even on the brink of defeat.
My man fired away from full screen. EX tackle is like, take a look at my suit. Boom, just zooms in, activates the V trigger. That was ridiculous, Mandrake. It was gonna come out, right? Like, it was just a matter of how and when.
And remember, it's only the second mirror off the EX tackle that's unsafe. That first mirror would have been perfectly safe, so it was no risk had for Mandrake at that point.
Whew. That was actually absurd. Mandrake stealing away the game from Chakotay in that second round.
Yeah, it's absolute robbery. Incredible, honestly. Oh, big crouch fierce. Speaking of crouch fierces, this time Chakotay right back at him. Oh no, slightly messed up in the Deshko setup. However, just hits with the forward fierce anyway on the other side.
Oh, big counter conversion. Decent enough off of the tippy taps, crouch short.
No EX Peach follow-up from that stand medium punch. Very surprising, and that's going to spell another W for Mandrake.
My guy has been getting away with a lot of throws this entire set. Like, right off the bat, first round, he had like 3 in a matter of, what, 10 seconds?
Yeah. Oh, crouch piercing the charge drop kick? All right. Nah, I think you might be in trouble, Chakotay.
This guy lives on the internet. This guy is net play incarnate.
Yeah. That's hard to do offline. You're doing that online? Absurd, to be honest. The Deshko coming in hot, blowing up that crouch light kick, and now a bait on the EX headbutt. He said, Rin, shut your mouth. I'm bringing this back. Catches him on the mix-up as well. One hit away from stun. Brimstone will do it. And he's got the TA on deck. He's going to keep it for the next round, though. I believe he will. Not even going to need to use it. Let's go.
That was pretty good. You know, we kind of mentioned this earlier. Once Chakotay gets started, it's pretty much lights out. You know, I mean... I'm telling you, man, both of these characters in the corner, locked and loaded, is a problem. To be fair, you could say that with the rest of the cast. I get it. I get it.
I mean, these two characters specifically have some real dirty stuff in the corner. Coral punch there doesn't connect, right? That's one of the few like normals that he's really gotten to work for him here up against Mika. Got a stunner on a reversal EX knees.
A lot slower approach here from Chakotay, kind of like wiggling his way forward, right? But as soon as he starts to dash up, Manja just starts to initiate low medium kicks everywhere.
And you can see he is not charging the drop kick at all anymore either. He's just throwing it out there. Uncharged. Still gets anti-air by the crouch fierce. Oh, EX wingless airplane to stuff the knees. Okay. The reversal. Oh, Brimstone, give me that.
It's mine now. Pocket that. Oh, no! He knows what you want to do before you could even do it. My man is calculated. Calculated, just using his head.
The hard call, literally using his head. using both his brain and the headbutt of Urien. Man, what a way to call out that throw, of course. The headbutt, putting him airborne, stuffing that entirely. Mandrake.
That was evil. That was quite evil.
Evil espionage.
Sheesh. Mandrake.
Oh! Okay. You can get the juggle points off that enhanced fireball. I don't think Mandrake was ready for that, though. Nice. Was ready for that. Had the charge.
Oh. Man, I'm still shook. And so is Chakotay. I'm telling you, man. Not a single drop kick.
Oh, man. And that was a bad trade for Chakotay as well. He ends up getting knocked down, and he suffers more damage. Oh, the dash go coming in from the top.
Oh, no. Punish on the fierce. You already know. So, one big observation or one big takeaway from this round is that Mandrake has been hovering right outside of that crouch fierce range against Mika. Take a look at that replay or that round if you can and you watch the quads. He's literally just whiff punishing the hell out of Chakotay.
Brimstone, can we get another Mika round on the board? Oh, yes. Again, the non-charge dropkick this time. And he gets that stun with the jump heavy. Mix.
Uh-oh. It's not over yet. It ain't over till it's over. Okay, yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah. I love how Steve Chakotay kept his pressure at the end right there, right? Just lights into normal throws. No command grabs, no heavy buttons, nothing like that. Nice whiff punish on the crouch fierce right there.
Big time whiff punish. Saw a little drop kick, a little bit closer range too. Now he's starting to feel it a little bit. He's throwing them out a lot more than he used to.
Is he willing to start charging the drop kick again as well? The dash go here, yeah, Mandrake just backing up to respect it. Oh, perfect timing. Blow up the pressure sequence, but Chakotay waking up with buttons and now meeting with buttons. Delayed rise this time, fakes the cross up into the EX Brimstone. That's going to be stunned.
Is it?
Oh!
Slightly off the mark. Oh, and speaking of off the mark.
Oh! Great tag on that throw right there. He knew he was going to go for the throw, tried dodging the dash go, and because he was scared of the mirror.
I'm so speechless right now. I haven't said a word just because I'm so involved with what's going to happen. Like, how is Chakotay going to get past Mandrake's wall? Yo, he's going to dash forward. He's like, if you're not going to move forward, I am. Oh, the coral punch from that far.
Yeah, and you saw him whiff the stand jab right before the coral punch too, just giving him an animation to react to, because at that point, you know Urien has the fireball in the back of his mind, right? So you see that, you can jump over and make something big happen. But instead, he goes with the safe route, just whiffing a light normal, baits him into the jump, and then the coral punch, perfectly spaced anti-air right there. Mandrake, another 3-0 victory, and he has solidified his spot in winner side grand finals. Amazing.
So, depending on how this goes in the loser semifinals between the last three, if Idom makes it back to grand finals, does that mean by default Mandrake's into the Capcom Cup?
Yeah, who's ever in grand finals with Idom is in Capcom Cup, I believe is how it's going to break down.
Cool. Well, that's pretty huge, man. Mandrake is going to be chilling in the throne right now in grand finals for this qualifier. We do have Metro M and Idom getting ready to queue up. Again, another explosive match coming your way. I'm very, very excited to see. Metro has been really showing off his footwork, his fancy footwork with Vega, and I kind of want to see how Idom, what he has to say about that, really.
When you brought up that match, I looked over for a second. I was like, oh, do I have to go back to the queue? But no, they're not in the room yet, so we got a little bit of time to chop it up about the match. But yeah, if you're in Mandrake at this point, right, you're going to be rooting for Idom. You're like, oh yeah, I hope Idom defeats Metro and defeats Chakotay, because even if you lose in grand finals, you're the one in Capcom Cup. That's the big prize here. So I think at this point, Mandrake is definitely rooting for the champ, rooting for the gatekeeper, because he's gotten past the gates at this point. He is inside. So as long as the gatekeeper meets up with him, then he's good.
Yeah, that's true. They also have to fight off against Chakotay. There's still one more bump in the road before they get to the promised land. So Metro and Idom now have joined the lobby. I'm going to go to the back of queue and get this thing going. I'm excited.
We handled that with the swiftness this time. We want to see this match. Metro M up against iDomination. Idom, of course, was sent to losers if you're just joining us by Mandrake in a 3-0 fashion with the Urien Poison matchup. So I'm also interested to see if Idom just keeps grinding it out with the Poison if he does get back to Mandrake, or if he actually switches to the Laura. However, that's still off in quite a distance, right? We got 2 sets to play before that's even a possibility. I don't want to discount Metro or Chaco because they are definitely capable of giving the champ some trouble. You can see how the top 8 has broken down so far. Mandrake is sitting pretty in grand final side, rooting for Idom to get there so he can guarantee that spot in Capcom Cup. But Metro M and Chaco are definitely going to have something to say about that as we get to our loser semifinals match right now.
I was looking at Metro M's track record as well. He actually, on the way over into top 16, took down K-Brad, by the way.
Wow.
He was
I think that's something we saw in the pre-show, right? In case you guys didn't know, the pre-show for top 8 today actually had a lot of highlights from the pools matches that weren't on top 16. So that's just another reason to tune into one of those.
Fight.
Dang! Right off the bat, full clear. Huh? You saw the startup of Whip on the side of Poison. Metro was like, nah, I got those reads. Boom! Superman punch.
Super smart, yeah. I mean, very confident as well. They need a lot of confidence to take down someone like Idom.
Oh. And I like that. Man, it's such a weird, like, hitbox that Vega has that kind of, like, readjusts itself when he does jumping medium kick. Sun City is imminent. He's taking a detour. Okay, well, pit stop, gassing up. All right, now he's just not even going towards it.
Oh, yeah, and Idom. Yeah, right, because you have such a life lead like that, he knows that Vega has to get back in to do some damage, and he's going to want to do that just because he got that space. So he was ready for the wall bounce. Then we got the punish there. Idom taking the first round.
Round 2. Fight.
And at this point, yeah, just the whip stance. Really wants to test what Metro has got for that. Ooh, dash up ends up getting back thrown. So it is going to put Poison at a slight light deficit here. It's going to encourage her to kind of get a little bit more aggressive.
All right, we're good.
Okay, yeah, your audio clipped out for a second. It's all good.
Yeah, it happened. Thank you for covering.
No problem, no problem. As you can see, yeah, I mean, Metro at this point, he's like, I want to force Poison to come to me because obviously she is so good at this whip range where Idom is just whiffing these whips over and over again just in case he actually runs into them. But right now, he has no reason to. He can just post up on the other side of the screen, work that life lead.
Let's see how good Metro is at playing jump rope, man, because there's a lot of meter being built on the side of Idom. All right. Showing that he's a true double Dutch champion.
Oh, yeah, man. Knocking him out right there. Beautiful stuff. Idom trying for that flip kick to get something going, but it just gets stuffed by the claw normal of Vega, and he takes the round.
Yo, Metro has the patience of a saint. Being able to just endure all that, just waiting down the clock and waiting for the gaps that Idom presents with the whips over and over again. I like that. I like that kind of patience.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, definitely good patience from him. I'm surprised. I think he tried to walk under, a little bit of an ambitious attempt there. He ended up eating the jump in, and then Idom immediately going with the flip kick. But EX Commando is going to start something off with him. Roundhouse as well. Oh, right back into it. That's going to put him back towards the corner as well. Oh,
do it again.
With the Azuna drop. Now you're one away from stun. Oh, and he does it again. Don't think I won't do it again. Oh, spectating has been halted. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wait.
So did he just get disconnected? Is that why he got command grabs 4 times in a row? Like he legitimately just like didn't have access to play?
Wait. I don't know. All
right, everyone calm down. Keep your cool. We'll find out whatever happened, what technical difficulty presented this problem ASAP. I'm assuming that regardless of what the case was, that we are going to give the first round to Metro M. I'm assuming.
I'm gonna say he got 4 times in a row range. Because those were well-timed command grabs. I'm gonna say Metro got him with those legit.
Yeah, so right now Metro is still in the lobby. Idom is not. So yeah, I'm assuming the point's gonna go to Metro. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got. We've seen Daigo get caught by 5 command grabs in a row, right? It doesn't matter how good of a player you are. You know, sometimes you have that read that the person is eventually going to switch up, and they just don't. It's part of the fun of fighting games. So we'll see if that was legitimate or however we're going to rule this. Again, everybody chill out for a second. If you're a talented artist, you can follow this link and you can start designing some costumes that will end up in Street Fighter V. If you're in the Southeast Asia region, you can register today. Please register today because the tournament is going down next weekend and registration closes at midnight tonight. So please, please, please. And you can see South America also coming up, as well as Europe West in July 18th and 19th. We got CPT action for a lot of weekends coming up. So I'm glad that the Capcom Pro Tour has taken online and continues to truck on despite being in quarantine and whatnot. Oh, I see. Huh. So Idom is apparently saying that Metro M is too laggy and it cannot play straight up. Well, this... Now, so you know how I told you guys that we would have the answers? I may have lied because I don't know the answers to this issue here. Yeah, I'm assuming that means Idom is forfeiting. Yeah, so Idom. Okay, yeah, so
I think
Idom
it's
is
safe to assume that the matches are indeed going to go to Metro M. So, you know what we said earlier about Mandrake rooting for Idom? That's out the window.
Yeah. So, I mean, Idom is no longer in the tournament. He has forfeited his match up against Metro M. He no longer wishes to play in this environment and is going to remove himself from the tournament. So we're going to have Metro M move on to losers finals to face Chacote for a chance at Mandrake. So yeah, as you mentioned, right, Mandrake's meal ticket, that Idom getting to grand finals is gone. So whoever he faces in grand finals, he's going to have to beat for real to get that qualifying spot at Capcom Cup.
You know, I'm excited now. You know, there's still a huge spot for contention, like between 3 players instead of, you know, Idom just demolishing everybody. Because I'm gonna be honest here, we had a lot of I feel like we have a lot of confidence with Idom making it back into grand finals. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's very, very strong. And the players in loser side, I mean, like, they're gonna be like, yo, I could definitely beat Idom too. Like, I get their confidence in it, but, you know, from a objective point of view, my man is just slaying. But hey, that's not the case anymore. Metro M going up against El Chacote. They have another shot at the big dance, and I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, indeed. As you mentioned, it's pretty much a free-for-all from here, right? Whoever actually wins the entire tournament is that person that's going to be joining Idom as well as Phenom in Capcom Cup, right? Those are 2 qualified participants already. Of course, Phenom winning the first EU Middle East event for the regionals, and now we're going to have crowning the winner of our NA East tournament today. But yeah, it's going to be either Chacote, Metro M, or Mandrake. So we'll see who actually wins the big dance. And it seems like Metro M has left the room as well, but he's got the next match, right? So he's gonna, since the forfeit, he does move on to face Chacote in losers finals. That will be our next match coming up when both players get into the room themselves. But until then, thank you all for tuning in to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We are going to continue trucking along here. We're not going to take a break or anything like that. So just to give you guys, again, an idea of what's happening here, we are here at losers finals now. Idom has decided to forfeit his match up against Metro M. So we're at top 3 action. If you're in the Southeast Asia region, remember to please sign up for the tournament that's going down next weekend tonight, because that's when signups end. So please get your name in there so we can have a full-fledged, beautiful Southeast Asia tournament coming up next weekend. Big ups to everybody that has been tuning in so far today. If you didn't catch the pre-show, I thought it was really dope both days. Yeah, today we had a lot of highlights from the players that made top 8, whether it be their top 16 matches or even before that, some of their pools matches as well. And you heard Vicious earlier, a lot of pool matches were great. It contained players like Lud and K-Brad and all these players that we didn't actually get to see in top 16 because how top level the competition is in CPT online. And then yesterday we had a lot of player interviews for the pre-show, which I've always found fascinating, right? It was really good seeing F-Word and Logan kind of pick the brains of the likes of Punk and Brian F and Smug and Shine and Rob TV and just a bunch of great players that we got to see and glean some insight from. So yeah, I've been a big fan of these pre-shows. I'm glad they're part of the Capcom Pro Tour this year. And in general, I believe right now we're just waiting for our participants to get back into the lobby before we get another match going.
So what we can expect in the losers finals, again, Metro M versus El Chacote. The last time they met, again, Chacote was the one that put Metro into losers in the first place, right at the top of the show. It was like the second match of the winner's semifinals, right? Into the top 8.
Yes.
Metro has been absolutely crushing it since then. 3-0'd CJ Truth, 3-0'ing Idom on a technicality. But hey, Chacote beat Metro 3-2, and that was a very, very close set. So I'm kind of curious to see the run back, how it's going to play out. Honestly, with the momentum and the amount of games that Metro has been playing so far, I think maybe he might have the
Yeah, he definitely might, right? He's going to be nice and warmed up. He's been going through elite competition, as you mentioned. He's been getting to play a lot because I believe he started today in winners and then fell to losers, right? So we got to see a very close set up against Chakotay, he's going to get his run back now in losers finals, as you mentioned. And then he got to face Idom for a game. So we'll see how warmed up he is. And then he did defeat CJ True 3-0. I did forget about that. So we'll see how it all shakes out here once we get losers finals going. We got Chakotay back in the lobby now. So we're just waiting on Metro M to join again, and we'll get another match started.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about what? Vega versus R Mika. Right. So for the first part, they were going pretty neck and neck in their initial match up in the winner's side. I think it could have still gone either way. And it was just one of those things where whoever got mixed towards the end was obviously going to be the winner. Chakotay, having the character like R Mika is always tough to really guess against it. I do emphasize the word guess because, again, these mix-ups, and whether it's the Lady Mika into a super plus scenario, drop kick into a plus scenario, into another normal, or even into another command grab, it's going to leave you kind of flustered. Honestly, you're gonna run out of options eventually. So it's a matter of, I'm gonna be honest, it's a matter of guessing, to be honest. Like
yeah, because like those options that follow those plus frame scenarios, they're not reactable, right? Like you can't react to a command throw in this game. You're not gonna jump on reaction to the start of command throw frames. So I mean, that's a guess. You're not going to jump on reaction to the startup of light frames. And even then, if you have an invincible reversal, you're going to end up, that's a guess in and of itself if the opponent is going to block after those plus frames to bait out your DP, and then you get crush counter punished. So everything like that is definitely a scenario where you have to rely on your reads and how you figure out the player and how their strategies are going to play out, rather than just reacting to something. Even if you have got like reactions, it's just not enough in certain scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
I was kind of looking at the chat. Somebody was saying, what if Vega makes it to Capcom Cup? I feel like this would be like, what, the second time we've seen a Vega player make it to Capcom Cup? If I'm not mistaken, the first year was with, man, I had his name literally right there. But we saw Vega literally in the first year of Street Fighter V.
I'm sure one of the scholars in
DR Ray.
Oh,
DR Ray, my guy.
DRA was great. We got to hang out a little bit with DRA at one of the first,
cool.
Yeah, one of the first Red Bull like battleground events. We got to hang out with DRA and we got to know him a little bit. Fantastic dude, definitely. A lot of fun to hang out with. Just in general, full of personality and a great fighting game player as well.
Immediately after, someone said Nemo and Evo. No. Capcom Cup. Come on, man. Stay with us on this one. All right. So we're just saying how many times we've seen Vega in Capcom Cup. I think it's only been like, for me, from what I remember, is just like one with DRA. That's the most notable one, at least for me.
Yeah. Speaking of Evo, though, right, there's been a lot of pivoting to the online realm for all of the fighting game community, right? We can see Capcom Pro Tour really expanding their online aspect of the tournament this year to deal with the quarantine that's going down all over the world. And again, Evo Online coming up soon as well. They're going to be transferring to the online circuit. We saw a bunch of games get added. We saw exhibitions for the games that were already part of the Evo lineup as well get listed as things that are coming. So it's going to be super dope to already see these like pillars of the fighting game community pivot to online to adjust in these circumstances that we are living in now. And then, of course, the online events that have been popping up to kind of fill those spots, right? We talked about the Blink esports event that have been just amazing. Every time they put out something, the art's just incredible. I know everybody is super, like, they just want to be a part of it because of how dope that art is, right? So big ups to Blink esports. Yeah. We saw the trans combat tournament put on by Amanda Stevens to spread trans awareness and just in general bring together the fighting game community even more than they already are. I just really love how everybody has been stepping up their game and still having a lot of camaraderie in this community, because I think that's one of the most important things, and one of the things that I cherish the most about the fighting game community is going to these offline events and really just connecting with the people. And of course, we don't have that luxury this year, but these online events are bridging that gap and have really brought us together. I hope we come out of this even closer and have more camaraderie than we ever did before.
Yeah, and for other causes as well. I wanted to mention one of the events I wanted to mention as well was Equinox teaming up with Breast Cancer Research Foundation. I think that was a really, really great one because that's something I like to, stand up for as well. Just being able to have our community reach out to other communities to join forces and put up such a great show and event for not only the players, the spectators, and the people involved, right? I think it's a step forward in the right direction. We're taking all of these things online, and just the amount of support we've seen from everybody. You guys have literally been watching not only this broadcast, every single CPT. You've been watching like the weekly Capcom Fighter shows. You've been watching people over at the salt mines. You're literally tuning to Tyrant run double KO not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
You guys are showing love to everybody all across the globe for Street Fighter and the fighting game community in general as a whole. And we do encourage you guys to keep on going with it because Giuna says it the best. The FGC is here to stay. We ain't going anywhere.
Damn right, Junior. Tell him. Shout out to Giuna, of course. Definitely one of my favorite commentators and favorite people in the FGC. He lifts a lot of weight. He does a lot for all of your favorite tournaments and favorite things that are going down in the FGC, obviously primarily in Japan, but we wouldn't have a lot of English broadcasts and a lot of proper broadcasts of those tournaments without Giuna and Obama and that whole Tenno branch of Japan. So big ups to all of them holding it down. And of course, I want to show some love to the Europe folks as well, right? We got the WSO session still going down, right? They took them online. I know Damascus has been running a lot of dope online tournaments for Street Fighter and other games. So it's been a global effort, and it's a beautiful thing to see that everybody is stepping up because this is just part of our being at this point, right? We need fighting games in our lives, and people are stepping up to give it to us. So I'm glad, and it looks like Metro M has joined the lobby, and we're going to get our losers finals going. Again, it's going to be Metro M on the Vega going up against Chakotay's Rainbow Mika, a run back from our winner semis in top 8. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for chilling with us as well while we get all the players wrangled in, because I know there was a little bit of an extended downtime right here. Thank you for listening to me and Vicious just ran a little bit about our love for the FGC. I know y'all have a lot of love for the FGC as well, because you tune into, as Vicious said, everything, whether it be online tournaments, whether it be fighting words, whether it be run the beat back. Everything is getting supported heavily, and it's a beautiful thing. As we get into our losers finals to see who's going to face DR Mandrake in a grand finals and take that Capcom Cup spot for themselves. Here we go.
And I like the pace already being set by Metro M. He's not going to be overzealous with the movement. He's just going to be within range for that medium pressure for the most part.
Oh, I love that. Off of situations like that where it's an air reset because it's an air-to-air, when Chakotay goes for command grabs or take command grabs in situations like that, I feel like the success rate is so high. I would love to get a stat on that, actually. Oh, what? Out of here. The V skill 2 is in the building.
I forget she goes for a clothesline. That's so sick.
Got the Lorieto on deck. Oh, back forward fierce.
What's better than one Lady Mika? 2 of those bad boys. Sky High Claw. Let's go.
There's going to be good damage. Try for ambiguous set right there, but the back roll thwarts it. And just a crouch fierce because you know the activation for the V-trigger was coming afterwards, but he ends up just eating it first round to Chakotay.
Yeah, that sets up the forward unblockable, if I'm not mistaken, right? You just get the activation and you have either a normal to fear from or the command grab. It was most likely going to be the command grab because if you try to escape it with movement, you're getting clipped by Nadeshiko.
Exactly. And he was at such little life that the Nadeshiko hit alone would be enough to kill. Power bomb.
Oh!
Yeah, but he tried to condition him that last round, right, with back-to-back forward fierces. This time goes with the forward fierce EX command throw, but Metro M aware. Jumps out, gets a command throw of his own now. Put her back into the corner. Nice buffer right there.
From that distance, too. I thought, man, I didn't think he was going to get it.
Ooh, and the stand switch into the medium claw is going to tie up the first game, 1-up.
Okay, I see. This is kind of a dangerous spot, though. Chakotay has full critical art on deck. No, eats the forward fierce instead. Forward throw. Here comes Metro.
Ooh. Yeah, you see Chakotay trying to find his way in, right? Maybe scheming on a charge drop kick. However, he does find his way with a crouch fierce after the jump in. Ooh, another charge drop kick, but Metro M is not biting. You see a lot of gray life on his side, but it is not being depleted. And a great air-to-air throw to stuff that second attempt. Ooh, and again, just jumping out of these two command grabs.
Oh, he dropped it back, though. Still one more sequence, a big punish. No, sir. Didn't get there in time. Full critical art on deck for Metro now. He's going to be commanding this lead, and he does so, checking the legs to see if Chakotay moves back and finds the mark, getting game number 1.
Vega
Yeah, crouch medium kick, sealing the deal. You ain't going nowhere. Metro M, first game over Chakotay. Again, they played already in winter semifinals, right, where it almost went down all the way to the last round. Chakotay was able to win in game 5 proper. He didn't let him get to that last round, but it was a close set regardless. We're going to game 2.
If I remember correctly, I think the last time they met, Metro actually had a lead 2-1 over Chakotay. Yeah, and Chakotay just made it all the way back through. So again, we might see a repeat. We might see a change of history. Who knows?
Nice anti-air set up there, and yeah, he's just going to be posting up, right? He's trying to play this active defensive style. However, the crouch fierce is there to put that all to bed. Now you got to guess. Oh, he tried to dash up and get that throw. You saw the startup of it peek out.
Out of harm's way with that V skill too. I'm liking the way he's using it. Ooh.
Neutral jump again. We've seen that being his primary answer to any type of jump in offense from his opponent. Brimstone. This could all come crashing down though. The +3 back-to-back. He jumps the second time in the neutral jump medium kick. You talked about it as one of the primary tools for Vega to use, and it's being used perfectly.
Very, very tricky stuff too, because he could have jumped out of the corner off the wall, right? So
yeah.
Very nice stuff from Metro to stick to his guns. Ooh. No anti-air there. Didn't anticipate it. Here comes the Brimstone for your trouble. Lady Mika, you know it.
Man, yeah, he's really trying to get Metro to press buttons after this forward fierce, but he's not doing it.
Opting to save the critical art meter though. By the way, getting that hit. Big mix. Oh. Yeah, out of harm's way on that one.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that because we've seen Metro kind of use the critical art to establish a big life lead. That was another chance for him to do so, but he does hold on to it for now. Raw Peach. It's raw.
It's raw.
EX Peach this time.
Unhand me.
Wow.
Oh, geez, there could be another command grab. Stop on the overhead. It's still anybody's game.
No V trigger on either side either.
I'm nervous. Every garden, I'm nervous. Oh my god, come on now. Oh, the Sobot kick comes out.
Very
Check
nice.
Metro. Was that a counter hit?
I didn't see it, to be honest. Whoa. We're playing very patient. Yeah, beautiful counter poke right there from Kote. Didn't have an EX Peach behind it though. Does backdash the command grab attempt. However, Metro just bulldogging him at this point.
One more sequence for time. Any slight touch. Oh, that's a good amount of damage following behind it. No meter.
So very meaty right there, and yeah, just a very safe block-shooting sequence at that point.
Yo, that was solid. Metro at the last second moved under the jump from Chakotay. Anti-aired him with the stand short. I think Chakotay jumped over with a jump light kick to kind of get like a tick throw setup into either a normal, into a guessing situation, right? Yo, Metro just deterred all of that by spacing himself correctly and using that standing light kick. Very beautifully done. That was so good. So good.
Yeah, his spacing is definitely super well done. It is a 2-0 for Metro M at this point, but Chakotay just left the room, so I'm not sure if he's just calling the last match or not, but we'll get whatever just happened to you guys as soon as we know.
Not like this, Ringe. Not again. Don't leave me.
I'm not sure. We'll find out. But until then, of course, you can see there's a couple more CPT online events coming up on your screen right now. We got Asia Southeast region coming up June 27th and 28th. It's going to be next weekend. And then we got South America after that and Europe West after that. So definitely plenty of CPT action coming up every weekend here in 2020. And you can see, you can also help make CPT and Capcom better by going to capcom.us/2020 survey. That will take you to a survey where you can fill out different questions regarding what Capcom wants to know and how you think that you can make the CPT online better and just CPT in general. And of course, yeah, WSO sessions, turn the B back. We talked about all that. You guys have just been amazing with your support of all the shows that Capcom has been putting out for you guys, as well as I hope there's been a bunch of submissions to this, because I can't wait to see the winner of whoever is they choose for the costume drawing. I can't wait to see that. I want to see what character it is too.
So I feel like they should do two things with specifically the character design. So Capcom gets to choose one for sure. I think they should also have a community vote where we could at least see all the entries and see all the concept art. The ones that get filtered through for submission, right? So that'd be really cool to see. I mean, Capcom, if you're listening to us, I mean, that'd be pretty cool to have two different votes.
That definitely would be cool. So we did just get official word that Chakotay is forfeiting his final match. So that means it is going to be Mandarake going up against Metro M in grand finals. Again, that's going to be Mandarake being on the winner side, right? So Metro M is going to have to defeat him a whole set before he actually gets a chance at that Capcom Cup spot.
You know, words cannot really be said about like the stressful environment. But I'll tell you what, Chakotay again put up a valiant effort as much as he could. Metro M again being put into the situation against grand finals of Mandarake. Very, very curious to see how we're gonna approach it now. Are we actually gonna go right into it, or are we gonna take a break?
We are gonna take a break. We just got official word, so please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with your grand finals. Again, it's gonna be DR Mandarake going up against Metro M for a spot at Capcom Cup to join Idom and Phenom. Please do not go anywhere. Right here, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We'll be right back.
Counter hits are highly common in Street Fighter V, as they occur in almost every round. A counter hit is basically an attack that hits the opponent whilst they are in the process of doing an attack themselves. When you land a counter hit, you are rewarded with more damage, new combo possibilities, and potentially additional effects. The additional effects differ from game to game, but think of counter hits as one of the many routes to scoring huge damage in fighting games. In Street Fighter V, outside of the traditional way of landing a counter hit, another opportunity to land one is by blocking an invincible reversal and then going for an attack during the move's recovery period. Certain moves leave a character in a counter hit state, not just invincible moves, so it is in your best interest to try and take advantage of that situation. Now when you go to punish the invincible reversal, the damage you inflict is slightly more than what you would get from a standard counter hit combo. This is a change that came about in the 4th season of Street Fighter V. One more thing to note is that if you go for a counter hit using a heavy attack, then you will cause the crush counter effect. This is a mechanic that is exclusive to Street Fighter V, which I will explain in a future episode. The majority of attacks in the game have the opportunity to connect as a counter hit, and the mileage you get from those certain counter hits is devastating. So you want to make sure you are the one landing the counter hit instead of being on the receiving end.
Welcome back to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. I am Ringe, this is Vicious, and we have arrived at Grand Finals in a way where obviously a lot of us are not very pleased with how we've gotten to Grand Finals, right? There was forfeits from Idom as well as Chaco due to the connection with Metro M just being pretty lackluster. So with that case, regardless, we are at Grand Finals. Mandrake was actually able to defeat Idom in the first half of winner semis, as you guys can see right there, in a 3-0 fashion. Incredible play from Mandrake. I really do not want anything that's happened at this tournament to outshine his performance, because it's been phenomenal. And he is sitting pretty in winner side Grand Finals, and you can see joined by Metro M, who has been playing well on the Vega, unfortunately plagued with connection issues, it seems like. But regardless, this is our Grand Finals, and the winner of which will get into Capcom Cup, right? We were talking about earlier that Idom was the potential gatekeeper, and if he got into Grand Finals, whoever was with him was going to be the one in Capcom Cup as well. However, we have a Idom-less Grand Finals, and whoever takes that W in the end is going to be the person at Capcom Cup 2020.
So to kind of keep you up to date, again, Mandrake versus Metro M, that's going to be happening very, very soon. A lot of folks were just kind of asking about what happened to Chaco. He was down 2-0, and he just never came back. Honestly, he got sent into the abyss, and he's still swimming through the void as we speak. We've thrown down like the intergalactic fishing rod, and we're still waiting for the tug to pull him back.
He got obliterated by that Runeterra card, the 7-7C monster. He was obliterated, removed from existence.
Removed from existence. Man, that's rough. We do have Mandrake and Metro now queuing up, getting ready to go with the Grand Finals. Again, Mandrake is sitting on the winner's side, so there are going to be plenty of games to play, possibly. With the way Metro's been playing in general, he's been playing very, very solid with Vega, keeping the pressure up against his opponents. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Very, very curious.
Indeed it is. And yeah, I mean, I really have loved the way Mandrake has played, not only today but yesterday as well. I just think his Urian has been top notch. He's been ready to convert off of any and every funky scenario that he's been presented with, and he's been converting on them not only just, you know, like mediocrely, he's been converting them optimally. Like, everything has been super great for Mandrake, and hopefully he can carry that momentum over to Grand Finals and solidify his spot. But Metro M, of course, is trying to solidify his spot in Capcom Cup as well. As we get to our game one again, Metro M is coming from losers, so he has to defeat Mandrake in a whole first of 3 before actually getting his chance at the Capcom Cup spot.
And I know you mentioned Mandrake could really convert off of funky scenarios. Boy, it's about to be even funkier. He's about to get down with the get down.
Most definitely, indeed. We see pretty even start so far, right? Both players playing very disciplined, keeping to the ground. Haven't seen too many jumps to start this match.
You know, the wild thing is, if Vega does win, he might get nerfed. This character's too strong, it's too powerful.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Take that top hat off.
Just stop that. Give me that hat.
Yeah, they just nerfed the costume. They actually nerfed the gameplay. His costume's too distracting.
We decided to change his claw from an actual claw to little short daggers.
Yeah, that'd be a sad day if they took Vega's claw away. German suplex. Oh, back to back with him. Oh, and then he fades out the EX headbutt. That's gonna be the first round. Metro M on the board.
Okay. pretty solid stuff from Metro so far. Again, a lot of the pacing has been set by Metro M, with him just slightly walking forward, using the normals at the right ranges. And I like the maneuverability past the fireball using the EX Sky High Claw.
Oh, yeah, poking back, crouch light kick, interrupts the turn that Metro M was trying to continue there. And yeah, I love the way Mandrake has been poking with that crouch medium kick, right? Again, we talked about, unless you're close, you don't get anything off of it. But it's just a good tool to make the opponent respect that range. EX tackle out.
Oh, very, very meaty, very, very deep, violent knee drop.
Exactly. Hit him in the chins.
Yeah, it's either going to get like a counter hit normal. Oh my god, sit him down midair. Imagine him tackling you midair right in the gut.
Yeah.
My spleen. Oh, mix up city. That could have been an EX command grab too. Metro M with this life deficit. Oh, no anti-airs present for Mandrake.
Oh, and he tried to get the roundhouse anti-air there, but nothing doing. The EX wall dive is going to be enough to seal the first game for Metro M. A very brave decision he made too off of the V-trigger activation, because he just held up forward, right? I was like, oh, that was actually very smart. Just hold up forward in that scenario. If you're not going to immediately get meaty like that, that's a way out of that mirror pressure. So that was a good decision for Metro M right there. And then again, I really like that anti-air attempt I talked about earlier. Roundhouse, heavy kick, stand heavy kick from Urian being one of the better anti-airs, but just couldn't get the job done there.
Yeah, he had 2 chances to possibly anti-air. It just slipped between his fingers ever so slightly. But he doesn't have... He has plenty of games to play sitting on the winner's side. Sky High Claw passed the projectile once again. Metro is looking to establish this lead early. No punish. Completely dropped.
Indeed, now he's going to start the fireball game again, right? Trying to whittle down the life of Metro M, because at this point he is trying to bring that life lead back to even.
Little by little, yeah. Metro doesn't even have to be overzealous about it. Just poking away, waiting for Mandrake to kind of commit to the wrong options here. Sky High Claw, once again, nobody's blocking that, and when you decide to block, the command grab comes out. The online special.
Yeah, I really do like the fact that he always uses that cross-up when they're back to the wall, right? Because it gives you so little time to react to the cross-up. If you're like mid-screen with that, he's going to come flying off the wall back at you, right? But when you're cornered, it's so difficult to react to.
Big whip punch and the Aurora's edge to kind of stuff out the EX tackle.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be demoralizing for Mandrake there. Does take the dash up to try to get some pressure going. There it is, crouch medium punch. Able to get a counter hit so he can follow it up with the same normal.
Now he's anticipating to jump out. Instead, chases air to air. Good call, but the back throw there for Metro now gets him to take. Wait a minute! Hold the press has changed the story!
Oh, the cross-up. He actually didn't combo with the stand heavy kick afterwards, though. Backdash in the corner, wake up, actually avoids the throw, cancels it into the V-trigger to keep the slide safe. Oh, raw headbutt there. And then the critical R coming through. That should be enough damage here for Metro M. 2-0 in the first set of our grand finals.
Highway robbery. My man saved the critical art for that critical moment, dude.
Ooh, I see the punt. Yeah, he definitely did, right? So, and it's funny because we saw Metro M earlier on in the tournament really use that critical art early on in rounds to kind of establish the life lead and then pressure the opponent into coming to him, right? So he can kind of be a wall and just put up the claw normals and keep you out. But this time he's kind of been saving it more for kill scenarios, and there is another one. It's going to be 2-0 to our man Metro M. Mandrake going back in though. Again, he is in winner's side, right? So even if Metro M wins this next game, we're going to go back to 0-0 and be a reset bracket.
Oh, what a whiff punish. Had the charge maintained the entire time.
Beautiful.
Those are the kind of things that you have to have as a Urian player, right? Just being able to hold your ground and maintain these charges while keeping it ambiguous to your opponent.
Yes.
Big jump in fierce, make a deal with the devil. Okay.
Yep, switches off the claw stance now. It means he's going to be, looking at the close quarters combat, right? So I get the CQ2 going, commandos perhaps, but no, gets stuffed by the medium kick into activation. Let's see what's the next mix going to be.
Oh!
Combo, yes. There you go. That's one of the setups that he actually gets a full combo off of the back throw into the mirror, right? So Good stuff from Mandrake setting that one up.
I heard the rest of the song in my head when you said, "What's the mix gonna be?" You know, you ain't checking out of this beat. Like it's
My tongue. That's why you're my boy.
I have weird lyrics in my head all the time. But Metro, I'm sitting on full critical art here. Again, he's looking to spend it most of the time early so that he can build himself the gauge right after. So we're trying to see if he's going to be overzealous with his opening, or is Mandrake just going to step on the gas?
Oh, tries to throw that back throw. Definitely would have stunned and probably would have killed afterwards. But Metro M surviving for now. He's going to activate his V-trigger as well. Oh, the meaty slice with the claw. Switch sides. Oh, the cross up. He's just presenting this pace that's so hard to get track of. Mandrake now stunned. He is fully loaded on resources, though, so if he gets a chance to play, he can make the most of it. Just raw activation. I like that.
Oh, just raw!
No visibility. Go through the mirror. Oh, he has super on deck. Oh, doesn't even spend it. EX tackle. The scrambles end up going in Mandrake's favor. 2-1. This first set is not over.
Yo, Mandrake looking like Dominic Toretto, dude. Asking him straight to his face. You almost had me. You never had me.
You never had your V-trigger.
Granny Dash is not double tapping like you should. Oh.
And here we go, 2-1. Yeah, a little bit too far away from any for any of Urian's anti-airs. Maybe Coral Punch would have reached there, but again, you really have to judge depending on the spacing with Urian when it comes to anti-air, so hard to get there.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right too. And it's a hard thing to even try to keep track of what they're doing on the ground, and then it's all of a sudden have the anti-air.
Yes. Definitely not easy. Fireball game again. Just sets it up for the enhanced fireball, right? Ooh, perfect spacing on that. Just out of Vega's farthest normal.
Oh, okay. Let's see these mix-ups afterwards. Oh, we got the high mirror. Wait a minute.
Good tech, and then the V reversal afterwards. Very well done by Metro on the defensive side. And now, yeah, Mandrake's gonna have to bring this back the hard way, right? No V trigger available. Only one EX bar as well.
Oh.
That would have been a huge way to bring it back in, right? Try to go for the charge fierce, the hand, the chop.
Yo, my man was finessing. He went in and out of the range and got the throw.
Round 2.
Vega's walk speed, please.
Yeah, he does have good walk speed for sure. Whoa.
Dang, he's enticing you to make a move. He goes, this way. I didn't even know.
I'm trying to bait him in.
And he's kind of like teasing the range to kind of tell Mandrake, he's like, yeah, you can try to go for V-skill too. Don't worry, I won't hit you. The classic bad guy spiel. Oh, you're fine. It's okay. I'll be honorable.
And then you're tied up listening to their monologue on some train track. Like, what? How'd I get here?
As they twist their mustache. These facts. Facts of life.
Oh, I like that 10 EX tackle once he saw the normal, but picked the medium normal, so it recovered pretty decently.
I was going to say, as long as there's a mirror, there's a chance, right? But Metro managed to navigate out of that situation entirely, using the V-skill initially and then V-reversal. Or just V-reversal, excuse me.
Yeah, indeed. From long distance and the forward throw to finish it off. So that is our first set in our grand finals here at NA East 1. Mandrake has been reset 3-1 by Metro M. So again, this is all going now to 0-0. Both players are essentially in losers bracket, and we're going to start the set all over once again.
We might just see another Vega going into Capcom Cup range.
The first one since DRA?
Yeah, since the first year of Street Fighter V.
Wow.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We had confirmation on that on Twitter too. Shout outs to the Game 2K for providing the insight and the information as always. He hit us up.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Oh, let me get my butt back to the.
No, I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna test it out for myself. It's jury time. Let's go.
All right, so yeah, again, it's gonna be 0-0 at this point.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, the reset did happen between Mandrake and Metro. Metro has been really proving his worth here and spacing out Mandrake as much as he can and traversing past whatever Mandrake kind of presents, right? The fireball game kind of getting stuffed out as well. The mix-ups he's actually defending against pretty consistently too.
Yeah, I think his Aegis defense has actually been super good. We saw the very beginning, the very first mirror mix-up that he was presented with, he just held up forward and got out. He's been doing a great job also using the EX roll to go through the mirror, catch Mandrake off guard. So yeah, there's definitely been plenty of answers to the Aegis from Metro M. We'll see if Mandrake can come up with any answers, any adjustments for himself. Again, he's been playing so well up until this point, right? So I'm definitely expecting adjustments to come out and for this second set to be closer than the first. But we shall see. We are loading into the game now. Again, thank you all for joining us all day here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. This is the grand finals of the NA East regional event, the first one. There is going to be one later on in the year coming up again, as well as the Southeast Asia event that's going to be coming down next weekend. There are going to be all kinds of CPT events throughout the weekend. So thank you all for joining us and continuing to support the Capcom Pro Tour. It's been a wild ride so far, and it looks like we're going to be that much closer to crowning who is in Capcom Cup.
Wild ride on a bumpy road indeed, for sure. Mandrake striking first blood, getting that low medium punch conversion. The sit down with the roundhouse, I like that.
I love the roundhouse, man. It's so good.
It's clean. He blesses you with the shoes. He blesses you with the blessings. Big counter.
That's so nice.
Oh, almost close to stun. Mandrake in full force, unfazed by what Metro's been doing in that first set. My man came out swinging.
Yeah, very well done by Mandrake. Oh, buffers? Buffers? Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to get him to do something.
I like this version of Mandrake. A lot more active on the movement.
Trying to play mind games with his opponent here. Fireball, ooh, gets him to do that. Yeah, he'll at least get the dashing right, start applying some pressure to go.
How long will it take Metro to start doing the same thing to follow suit?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to crack.
He has the life lead. I mean, he's just going to be maintaining this position. You see a lot less movement coming from Mandrake in terms of going down and back, right? Slowly trying to inch his way forward. Sky High Claw still finds the mark. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, again, just too far for that type of setup, right? It was smart for Metro M to go with the neutral jump right there, not bring himself closer because Earrings are going to look for that headbutt if you jump that fireball.
Frames. Off the target combo, decides to back off. He knows he's negative. He doesn't want to get anywhere near Vega towards the corner. Big jump in.
He goes for reset as well. Now the knee drop. Oh, no punish on the slide, unfortunately. He didn't have, oh, he did have V-trigger to activate, so he just faked it.
Gets the Azuna drop. Backdashing his way to safety. So long as there's a mirror in stock for Mandrake, there's a chance.
Oh, again, using that projectile invulnerability. He's been super good at using those two moves. Oh, the sandwich is back. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
Did you ask for extra elbow in your sandwich? Oh, I brought it out anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, well done right there from Mandrake. Making the most out of his double Aegis setup. Finally got Metro M to reach. And of course, Mandrake is always teaching.
Yeah,
well
dude.
done.
My man, grab the plate while it's hot.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
drop it.
He's got that chef fire resistance, you know, where you just pick up hot. That Gordon Ramsay thing.
His fingertips are just like burnt off. He's just fine.
Yeah.
No nerve endings now. It's just no sensation coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh.
Yeah, I was expecting a buffer to be behind that, honestly. The crouch medium punch.
Yeah, so Mandrake keeping full composure. Yes, sir. I like that buffer. Stand medium punch tackle.
Yeah, Batista bomb to follow it up. Just giving him a good life lead and the EX knees to close that distance. Maintain the plus frames while doing it. Oh my goodness, so many Batista bombs. Drax would be proud. Oh yes, there's the buffer you're looking for off the crouch medium punch. And then the double stand jab as well to keep it nice and tight.
Keeping it classy. I like that. 2 fists up, 1 to the jaw. Just keep it clean. Nice work. Got the counter hit jab nice and easy. About to be Joe Rogan analysis in a minute.
The harassment with the crouch medium kicks, right? That's been a staple of Mandrake's game. Anytime you're in that distance, you got to be wary of it. And now he brings out the charge fierce.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen a deal made on the streets.
Yep. Close enough to get that light kick follow-up this time. Nice job by Metro M, though, fighting his way out of that corner. That's going to deplete the stun bar as well. Huge defensive effort right there from him.
Ooh. Now there's a problem coming. Again, Mandrake does have the life lead, but he doesn't even have trigger available. He's not even going to need it at this point, I feel like. No mirrors needed at all. Just nice and easy. The jump over into the low short, checking Metro as he tried to walk back. Is that 2 straight?
That is 2 straight in our reset bracket. So again, remember, it was reset before these 2 victories. So it is a 2-0 count right now for Mandrake's favor. So he's got 1 match away before he solidifies his spot in Capcom Cup. We'll see if Metro M can fight back and have anything to say about that. Going straight into the next match. No character select shenanigans here.
See, the thing is with Mandrake, he was born in the online streets, okay? He knows all about it. He knows what to do. He's got his gear on. He's been prepared for this moment.
I was gonna say, he's the hero equipped to deal with the perils of what we're facing.
However, you can't count Metro M out just yet. Again, he was the one to reset after all.
Yeah.
Still plenty more games, a lot of potential.
In 3-1 fashion, right? And yeah, he can't afford to drop another game at this point, but we've seen he is definitely capable of taking 3 straight. Oh, I love that dash under right there. Because he dashed the first time, right? And wasn't in quite position to get like a crouch fierce or a stand roundhouse, so he just goes again. Another dash to create that space. Ooh, good air throw.
Whiff punish on the quarrel. No anti-airs present, but here comes the mirror. Sandwich time.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised he didn't actually activate the second one. Usually when he dashes up like that and applies pressure, he does. However, it looks like Metro M spinning that EX bar goes back to take the corner for himself as well, but this is gonna give Mandrake another opportunity here and another mirror to play with.
He should have finished. He should have finished his plate while he had the chance. Ain't no time for leftovers. They took it away. Plus frames. Get over here, baby. Look at that tournament point. Mandrake with the giant comeback against Metro M.
Wow, just throws on throws on throws, and then EX need to make sure he gets back into range, and the mind games begin again. Look at the buffers. Wink, wink.
Sorry. No, he broke me. Oh, man.
Always trying to look for the Aurora's edge.
Catches the slide. Okay. Is he going to spend it yet? No, he went for the EX command grab instead. Mandrake interrupted him just in time. EX tackle, sit him down. Trying to make some deals here. Wheeling and dealing.
Oh, yeah, counter hit for him. Let's go.
Oh, sit him down. Do it again. Plus frames everywhere.
Yeah,
Especially
Mandrake
after that.
looking in control. Goes with the EX tackle. Doesn't catch a flick. Wow, great jump to thwart the EX knees.
Is he going to spend it? No. Critical art. Not going to let him to an advantageous position. Is this going to be it?
I believe it is. No. Hits the scaling too much. Does block the overhead, but he cancels into another mirror. Does not teach him on that range.
No way.
Metro M. Will be enough damage. It will. The 3rd round here in game 3.
What a beast. What a beast comeback there from Metro M. Saving the critical art for that moment to take it all away from him. Does that do any mental damage going into this round?
Ooh. I gotta imagine it does a little bit. You can see Mandrake kind of shying away from the buffers at this point.
Ooh. I knew that was gonna hit. With my heart of hearts, I knew that just was gonna hit. As soon as I see the EX tackle flying, I'm like, that's gonna land.
Maybe you should be a Urian player.
I'm thinking about it.
Enhanced fireball ready now for Mandrake as well.
Oh,
Recovered in time.
they're gonna have to jump in, but you know, it's still good for Metro. Okay, finds a knee drop to just close the gap. Air throw, yes, that's the answer. You know it. Buffered, stand strong.
Yeah, air throw on the knees like that is super impressive. That's just a hitbox coming down at your head, so do that. Oh, and again, force it.
Dang! Command grab! He's living.
Yeah, Metro knew he was going to wake up with the Aegis right there. Beautiful attempt and a beautiful buffer. That was dope. Liking into the V-trigger to put himself back on the board. Wow.
That was sick.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was ridiculous. Stand short into the V-trigger.
Oh, yeah.
Bro. Oh, my God.
That's good. So Metro M not going quietly into the night. Is going to be 2-1 here in our reset. Still in Mandrake's favor, but he's got to win one more match. And Metro M has proven he is capable of taking 3 straight. It's still anybody's set here.
These comebacks can happen, man. These comebacks really can happen the way Metro M's been playing. Trying to dissect the way Mandrake's been adapting to, really. Adaptations are adaptations is the summation.
Most definitely. Ooh, I like that. Fireballs once more playing nice and safe. Ooh, and he baited Metro into pressing one of those big buttons, and he had a perfectly timed jump. Ooh, he tried to go for the roundhouse. I like that jump out, though. You have the life lead at this point. Play like you have it.
V-Trigger no longer in question for Metro M. Actually, no, he has a little bit of life, or extra life to at least build another gauge, right? Probably.
Ooh.
Another bottom.
Yeah, I think he would need a crush counter to get there, but definitely still within reach.
Huge life lead on the side of Mandrake. No anti-airs. He's just trying to jump out of space. Oh, damn.
Classic Urian right there. Crouch Fierce was ready for it. He also got the fireball follow-up, so he can end with a tackle and the kill. One round away from Mandrake taking his spot in Capcom Cup.
We'll see if Metro has anything to say about it, as he does have Critical Art on deck. Essentially does have it after that hit. Again, a lot of medium punches coming on the side of Vega's Claws, just in the right range to EX Tackle. Of course it's going to hit. What do you mean?
Tries to go with a big chop again. We've seen Vega, one of his main weaknesses is that anti-air game. We had to see Metro constantly take to the skies himself for air throws and jump neutral medium kicks. Try to deal with these jump-ins. Nice EX and vulnerability once again.
Mandrake no longer throwing out fireballs. And again, I think the goal was to just pretty much have Metro not on Critical Art.
Totally see that. And he's willing to spin another EX bar here, put some more damage on him. Mandrake slowly working his way towards that Aegis. Nice forward throw off the EX knees again. It's been proven to be a successful strat up against Metro. Has not guessed well after those EX knees whatsoever.
Oh, EX command grab to slight rebuttal after the block tackles.
Yeah, exactly right. It wasn't a punish, but he decided to take his turn with the command throw. It was smart because usually you block after that -4 special.
Whoo, out of there. Not even trying to risk it. He sandwich a verse. Snap kick.
Carbon take.
No anti-air. And Mandrake solidifies his spot into Capcom Cup with that headbutt taking away the throw against Metro. What a call out, what a read, and what a way to end it.
I was gonna say, I love that it ended in such a classic fighting game way, right? Mandrake has been going for throw after throw after throw after throw. And what you do to counter your opponent when they're actually looking for that, raw headbutt with Urian. Beautiful Urian play. Beautiful play throughout the weekend from Mandrake. I'm glad he's going to be in Capcom Cup. He's the one that defeated Idom in the first place, right? So I think it's proper that the man that took the gatekeeper out of the gates was the one to take the spot himself. So great stuff to Mandrake. Congratulations to him. Thank you all for tuning in as well to watch his first place run. Incredible stuff from all of our competitors. I can't wait to see them all back, besides, of course, Mandrake for the second NA East regional event to see who joins him at Capcom Cup.
Yeah, absolutely ecstatic results here from the get-go, from the top 16 all the way to this final moment. And again, we thank each and every one of you for taking the time out. And of course, to remind you guys to sign up for the Asia Southeast region if you guys are in that appropriate location and domain. We highly encourage you guys to do so, because this is quite the Capcom Pro Tour we're holding up for everybody in quarantine. I know we're all doing our best to help flatten the curve, and you guys are doing a fantastic job, if I do say so myself. But again, keep on showing your love, keep on showing your support, spread the word, and make sure you guys sign up for the next event, please.
Yeah, again, the next event's going on next weekend. As you mentioned, the Southeast Asia event signups in tonight, so please get your signups in. And then we're going to be having Capcom Pro Tour events pretty much every weekend after that, right? There's going to be weekends of CPT action going nonstop. So thank you all for really just showing your support, showing your love, making sure that this Capcom Pro Tour is still successful, even when we have to take it exclusively to the online realm because of the times we live in. I mean, it's really touching me how much the fighting game community has stepped up and shown support for each other and shown love during this time, because it's really filling a void that I think all of us have that go to offline tournaments that don't get to do that this year. So big ups to all of you tuning in to not only the CPT events, but Turn the Beat Back, Fighting Words, and everything that Capcom has been putting up. Thank you, of course, sponsored by Red Bull as well. Thank you to everybody that's been making this happen. Again, check out the survey that Capcom has been putting down. They're trying to improve CPT. Get your drawing submissions in as well, because there's going to be a fan-made costume put into Street Fighter V on top of everything else. And yeah, once again, congratulations to Mandrake. I'm really glad he won. And we will see y'all next time. Keep holding it down for Capcom and twitch.tv/CapcomFighters.